Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Core. This is Core, a podcast about video games and the winner of the International Mathematical Olympiad 6 years running. I hope we do okay in the 7th. That'll be this fall, so watch for that.
I think we got good odds.
You think so?
I was terrible at math, and then I played a game that released this month, and let me tell you, you can learn a lot of math from a dartboard. I
have so many questions about how many screenshots and notes you have to take to play the game you're playing. I think I'm being overly stupid about it, but we'll get to all of that.
I'm going to just say yes now, but we'll get into it.
Great. Good news. Well, it's me, Scott Johnson, Beau Schwartz, John Jagger, here to oh, hey! That's exciting. This is very exciting.
You're always introducing us, and then we always just like quietly sit there, and we should be like, when you say our name, we should have like a thing, like we came into the room.
Be as loud as you want.
Like, hey-o!
Yeah, whatever you want. Would it make it your signature? I like the beep. What did you do earlier? Bop or boop, bop, burp. It was something. Oh, that was John. John was talking about doing magic and saying when a light was going to change, and he'd go. That should be your intro. I like it. Anyway, we're going to do all kinds of fun stuff today, and we're going to start with a bunch of news that you never asked for. Bungie revealed Marathon. Again, I got to turn off the pre-show thing. Marathon, remember that? It's an old game, brought new again. We were told Bungie was making it a while ago, and then we kind of heard nothing, and then that was right before the layoffs at Bungie and the problems over at Sony, and there was all these issues that followed that announcement. But this is like for real. They announced it, showed video, showed gameplay, and priced it. It's not a free-to-play, freaking free-to-play fest, turns out. And I'm a big fan.
I wouldn't have expected it to be free until I found out what kind of game it was, and then I doubled back on this has been a roller coaster marathon with me, and I guess I'll just get it out of the way here. I went from Bungie's making a new game. I played a little bit of Marathon, but not enough to have like a nostalgia for it. But it's like, Bungie's making another first-person shooter. Time to get interested. Let's see what this is going to be. And then I got to extraction shooter and went, I don't care.
I didn't know you weren't an extraction shooter guy. Not interested in that kind of thing?
No, if hero shooters are the meme because I burned myself out on them, extraction shooters are the not interested at all.
Oh,
and
damn.
so
okay.
This game lost me early with the type of game it is, and certainly hasn't gotten me back from anything else. I don't think it looks good. I don't think that charging money for an extraction shooter sounds good, but I'm the wrong person to ask because I don't care about extraction shooters. Like, that's, I know it's a popular genre for a lot of people. I'm not trying to say everyone needs to share this opinion. I have zero interest in extraction shooters. It is a negative. It's like saying, John, you're going to sit down and play a game about cricket. It's just not my thing.
Well, what if it's Bungie? It feels so, because it is Bungie. What if it's the best feeling shooting you've ever felt in your life? It just happens to be an extraction shooter. It's still not enough?
No, I don't care. I believe it might be. They make good feeling shooters. Destiny was a good feeling shooter, but I didn't play Destiny because I didn't like the game that was around it. So
what do you want in a shooter? Just curious. This is not me coming after you. I'm just really curious what you prefer.
I want a good story. I want it to feel and play good, and I want it to have a good story. I want it to, I think there's a lot of good shooters out there. I'm not looking for necessarily one thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not looking for a competitive anything. But not this.
This ain't doing it for you. Beau, how do you feel about the extraction shooter?
Not even a little.
The extraction shooter, by the way,
I just spilled Monster on my keyboard.
Oh, you can't have that. Take your time to clean that up. I'll read the...
I was listening to John. So John hasn't played an extraction shooter, so he just needs somebody to introduce him to the world of that. I think he might find it okay.
You might like it,
as well as me, because I haven't played them, but I don't share the. I don't like them. I've been often told to play Escape from Tarkov, but just like I agree with John on that. They're not super appealing. And nothing about it sounds so appealing that I have to rush out and go try one. And certainly the prevalence of hacking in those games in that particular genre has been a big turn off as well. So I don't know how they're going to address it in Marathon. But I heard news, like, okay, Marathon, what is it? It's an extraction shooter. And I was like, okay. like, it's just, there's something about the extraction genre that doesn't, I don't know. I just would rather, like, I think what John's saying is he just would rather like Doom, like a single player campaign, you know, and or even a competitive FPS like Rivals is pretty good. I think with the extraction genre is it can be kind of like, I guess, tedious. It sounds tedious, basically. You know, it doesn't. I think some people like the survival aspect of it, where it's just like, because like you get that from Battle Royale, where you think you're doing well and you're hiding and collecting guns, and then you just get mowed down in the back of the head after 20 minutes of wasting.
Well, in this case too, the whole point of extraction shooters, by definition, is you're going in to get something and then take it out, whatever it may be. If it's a heist game, then you're going to take the loot. If it's something else, you're pulling hostages out. It's basically hostage mode in Counter-Strike.
I think what I'm saying is it's not it's the extraction part that doesn't sound enticing, I guess, is like.
Yeah, I think I agree with you both on that front. I would prefer that Marathon was announced as a single player narrative driven experience. I'm pretty sure I would be way more excited at this stage. And I actually disagree with John on the look of it. I think the look is rad and different and unique, and not even like original.
It's definitely
Marathon.
Different and unique.
Yeah,
I
would
think
agree
the
with
look,
those two.
I think the look is awesome. If I was watching a movie, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm all for the visuals they've done. They look incredible. It's great. This has been done before. Like, I think Brink was one of them. Like the Cyberpunk adjacent neon
little
shooter
Brinky.
has been done like 10 times, and they're never.
Yeah,
they're often flash in the pan. That isn't to say this won't be, but my prediction will be is that this, you know, they're obviously Bungie fans. It'll find an audience, but it just didn't look that appealing as a game. I'm not like.
I think for me, I think Beau really nails it.
I can't wait to wear clothes that were painted with a highlighter. You know, like.
I think that like it's one thing to say like, oh, I would watch a short or I would watch a show with this, but when I think about looking at this and like I looked at the screenshots and was like, this is what the game looks like? Like a modern game coming out now? This is what they've decided to make it look like? And if I'm having that reaction to it, is it a game I'm going to want to play again and again and again and again? Because that's the point of an extraction shooter.
Probably
like,
not.
I'll sit down and watch a short of it, but I'm not.
But the thing is,
I don't really want to play that.
You never really know.
Again.
You never really know. Some of the best video games look like ass in screenshots.
No, and we could fast forward 2 years.
So stupid, you know. Like
fast forward 2 years, and Core could be the marathon. Your number one spot for marathon news and reviews. Like it's now a marathon show.
Never
like,
know.
I've certainly been wrong before. Go back and listen to my first initial review of Cyberpunk 2077, a game that I consider one of the greatest video games ever made. It wasn't glowing, and it wasn't just because of the bugs.
No.
So I can certainly be wrong about things. My initial reaction to this has been a swift decline from excited. They had me at Bungie's making a shooter, and then it's been kind of just like a big cliff drop that I can't seem to get back up from. So it's not really my thing. I don't, I play Fortnite pretty regularly, so it's not like I'm completely opposed to doing competitive games of any kind, but there's just something about extraction shooters, like the idea that like I'm gonna set this goal and it's just gonna be. I feel like a battle royale, it's easy for me to go in and go, well, I'm one of like 100 people. The odds of me winning this are not high.
Yeah.
So anything I get is going to be very tentative. Like I'm probably not going to keep. I'm obviously not going to keep this weapon beyond this mode, and I'm probably not going to keep it beyond 5 minutes of picking it up. I can live with that. But if it's like, oh no, you got to get in and get some stuff and get out, and like, I'm probably going to get shot by somebody, and I'm going to probably get mad, and I'm probably going to accuse them of hacking, even though they probably are just better than me. And then I'm going to turn the game off. and and be extra mad because I paid for the game. Like that's the reality.
Hardcore fans of the genre want it to be not just hard, but they want it to be very punishing if you don't. Like they want one life for everybody. When we're all dead, we lose anything we thought we had. We start over. They want that experience. I don't want to play that. I want to play. I'd rather, you know what I would have loved with this? I would have loved, they said, yeah, the core mode is this extraction shooter, but we're also doing capture the flag and team deathmatch. And I'd go, oh, because I like those on a basic level. They're fun. I like a good arena shooter. Let's go. Let's get in there. Nobody could do it better than Bungie probably, so give us your best shot. But that's not in here. Maybe it could come later. But right now, this is basically, we got to go in and get the secret DNA bullshit future plans. Oh no, we all died. Let's try it again. So I feel you. I like the look though. I'm going to go to bat for the look. I think it's cool, but I understand.
I like the look. I just don't want to play the look. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If it had, if it was like a narrative story type game, would that change your mind though? Would you rather play it?
How long?
I think so.
How long am I in it?
I still don't think it'd be one I'd purchase. Like it's not like I don't really feel like poo-pooing it at all. Like, there's lots of video games. This will appeal to people. It looks like it's going to be a quality release. There's really nothing bad to say.
I'm glad it doesn't look like everything else. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Well, at the same, it just looks like Concord with less color palette, with like less colors in the palette, and half of them being highlighter colors. It's
damn. Throwing down on the Concord.
Well, there's nothing wrong with Concord. I sincerely think the Guardians of the Galaxy / Cyberpunk spacey thing is not a strong aesthetic for video games. Like, I can appreciate that it looks cool. Like I said, I watch a movie with it. Guardians are fun movies to watch. I love that they made them and all that. I just don't feel like, oh, where's my credit card? I have to buy this. I feel like, well, I'm glad some other people are going to buy this. Like, it's not that I hate it. I'm not like they made some big mistake. I just from personal taste.
Sure.
Just like,
They are leaning a lot on the Bungie name here. They have to because Concord in the distant, rear view mirror, they're trying to do this again and do it with success. And they're deciding, early to make it a premium game without a bunch of tie-in stuff. That's not enough. Ooh, it's colorful and weird. That's not enough. Extraction shooter, still not enough. Hey, by the way, Bungie's making it. Interesting. Like that's what this hangs on. So it better be good at launch.
What I kind of expected was just like Destiny under a new IP umbrella.
Open world, more.
I don't know about the specifics, but yes, like shared online play and PvE being a focus,
It's definitely
that's not to say there probably won't be PvE. I played what is arguably an extraction shooter this week. I did the Wildgate playtest. But you're not extracting items or anything. It's just that's a map objective. The objective in the map is to get the artifact and be the team that brings it to the Wildgate. That's it. I'm like, oh, that's whatever, call it payload, call it
that's
whatever the game. It's just a
game mode.
It's a game mode, but it's not like this. I'm really picturing Tarkov with the whole survivalist element to it. So I'm guessing this will be more high octane than that. But high octane, it's bad pressure. If you're playing a game where your goal is to collect items and extract with them, then you need to assuming there's no cheats, or it's just in a completely fair world, you need to play intelligently, I guess. And playing intelligently is not high octane, unless you're like some god gamer, I suppose.
Yeah.
So it just seems like counterproductive. Like you're like, oh man, I got this sweet item. I don't want to lose it. So I need to stay hidden, don't want to take unnecessary risks. Like it seems like slow, like a genre like that would be slow and methodical. And Marathon looks like a game that's, here's cocaine in video game form, beep bop boop bop, and that to me is more of a deathmatch game, more of an Overwatch style game.
I tend to go the other way in my taste too. Like, give me a Battlefront where I can just be a dumb, Trade Federation droid and be like one of 50 on the battlefield and just. I fell off the map for no reason, and it's fine. Like, because you're just a cog in the machine of war. Doesn't matter that you were a dipshit droid.
You know what
this time.
sounds fun, John, right now is some Battlefront. That's what sounds fun.
Doesn't it?
Yep.
They canceled it. We're not getting it, Scott.
I know.
It's not happening.
It annoys the hell out of
sucks.
me. It totally sucks. But I want that kind of game right now.
That game had a renaissance a couple years ago. I feel like everybody got back into it, and it was so much fun. It's so annoying that it didn't take off after they fixed it. It got real popular. And man, that mode where you were on the ground and then you were in space and then you were on the ship and all of that, like that push and pull of the war was such a cool game mode.
So good.
I love Battlefront.
There's your octane.
Maybe Bungie should have made a Battlefront game.
Or a Battlefront-like game. Do it with this. Or Marathon, I would be fine if you had big weird ships and all that. Like, give me a broader warfare thing like Battlefront, like Battlefield did before it. Battlefield... 03 or so, I'm playing Battlefield, I think the first one. And I remember being so completely blown away with how you could participate, like you said, at a range of skills. You could just be fodder, like in a real war, and be like, I should be home in Kentucky. I shouldn't be out here fighting a war, and just dying. Or you could really be a crucial member of the team and do some really important stuff. But either way, the macro level war would go on, and you either had an effect or you didn't, but it just had this like bigger picture. And I miss efforts to do that more. I know Battlefield comes out every other year, so maybe I'm just missing out by not playing the latest Battlefields, but those have been hit and miss. So I don't know. I don't know what I want in a shooter these days. I kind of tend to go back to boomer shooters. I want the new Doom game because it looks like it feeds into that. Like I'm kind of done with.
You want Unreal Tournament. Let's just be honest with what you want. You want Unreal Tournament.
I want Unreal Tournament. I want Unreal Tournament 04. I want whatever they were working on Unreal before freaking Fortnite took over. Just bring that shit back. Give me what I want, and quit making stuff where
low grav insta-gib on Facing Worlds.
All before
Lasers
the internet
lighten up the sky.
It's before the internet got dumb and everybody could complain about everything. That I don't know if it could happen now. These extraction shooter people, they're unbearable. I don't know if you've followed too much of that stuff on YouTube, but the extraction shooter fan base, they are just like, die noob.
Just very passionate.
Yeah.
in a toxic way.
To me, it feels pretty toxic. So it's not really my thing. Rufus T. Cat in the chat says Warhawk was the best shooter and nothing has ever beaten it. You know what? I liked Warhawk. PlayStation 1. Great game. Wasn't really a shooter though, was it? You were in a helicopter thing unit.
No, I don't think he means that.
Is there something besides that?
Wasn't there one that was like, I think it was like PS3 maybe? That was like a massive battle type thing. It was like a Battlefield or Battlefront type game.
Oh, that must be what he says PS3.
Yeah, and I've heard, I never played it because it was PS3 I didn't play a lot of stuff on, and it was an exclusive. But I've heard really good things about it.
So the Warhawk 2007 online multiplayer third-person shooter game for the PlayStation 3. I never played this. Capture the Flag, a bunch of modes. Well, bring that back.
People talk about it the same way Beau and I talk about Original Planet Side back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I wish they'd bring that back.
Yeah, I guess in some ways we are talking about wanting something like that again. Bring back the feeling of those games. I don't know. Good luck, I guess, to Bungie and Sony and Marathon, and I hope it doesn't get canceled a month later like the last one did. It seems like it won't. It seems too big.
It's too big, and it'll be like a value add for Bungie players who play Destiny who might drop in for some Marathon matches.
Yeah,
like how
like
Blizzard still keeps its games going, and there might be a WoW player who's like, I'm going to play some Diablo or some StarCraft.
Now, if you thought we were done with last year's most talked about game here on the show and elsewhere, I know the year before that, I guess, and a lot of last year.
Talked about a lot last year too, though.
Yeah, time's weird. It felt like that went too fast. But anyway, Baldur's Gate 3 had a massive final patch. We kind of knew this was coming. If I remember right, we had talked about this coming.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we knew it was coming.
But it's out now, and it's available, and it's got all sorts of shiz as part of this. John, give us a feature set for why this patch matters.
I mean, the biggest part of the patch is that every single class in the game now has a new subclass tied to it. So you basically, I mean, for me, you get the performance bard. I can't remember what it's called. It's got a specific name. I felt like they were inspired by Stanley Billings when they created it. But basically, a talkie bard. You know, you've got, so every class has one of these. So no matter what you play, no matter what you liked, there's a new set of options and spells and skills in there. I already noticed the new spell that I was really excited to see. I was making my character. I was making Stanley Billings, because why not? And I was picking a special skill that I got, and I noticed that there's basically a corpse explosion that is available as a cantrip. And I was like, that sounds fantastic. That sounds like something I want in the game. College of Glamour, that's what it is. The glamour bard. Thank you. I couldn't remember it, but yes, that's what Stanley was. It's not the talkie bard. They did eventually do the talkie bard, but that is what Stanley was in our D&D campaign. He was a College of Glamour bard.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's the biggest thing for sure.
Yeah.
There's tons of other tweaks and fixes and changes. They do say, you know, it's the final patch with a caveat. They're still going to do bug fixes and updates for it and stuff like that. So that's all going to be in there. Another big one is full crossplay is coming in, including they're now, I guess they finally locked in the ability to do split screen on a Series S. So you can play across all the consoles. You can do split screen if you're playing on a Series S. Lots of stuff like that. So it's a huge patch. The patch notes are ridiculously long if you want to go read them. But
my favorite
feel
reading them.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No,
I was just going to say my favorite patch note from reading them was Minthara is now willing to talk to you after you tell her to wait in the torture chamber. What does that mean? That's funny.
That's great.
There was one patch note that was about nipples poking out of the front of armor. So
good.
That's
good fix.
Yeah. Look, Baldur's Gate 3 patch notes are great.
Wait, they're removing that or adding that?
They removed.
Oh, shoot. Okay, because I remember early on in the beta, or in the early access run on Steam, dude's junk would like hang out the front.
Yep.
And my Asterion had a great little thing. So I made him a vampire lord, and that gives him a red glow, right? Just an aura that outlines his body, like highlighting. Except it outlined like his little like package, like his little balls and penis were also outlined. Even though his clothes were blocking it, the outlined. And I always thought that's funny.
That's great.
Silly.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, this is cool. Like I knew this was coming, but it still felt like a massive surprise for some reason. I don't know why. I just was like, oh yeah, right. These guys are doing a big old patch.
It creeps up on you if you're not paying attention, but I have seen they've been doing some videos, so I've been watching the previews.
I bet this runs real nice on your new box, John.
It does.
Yeah.
I can confirm.
Yeah.
It plays very, very well.
We'll talk more about that later, but yeah, go check it out. Read the full show notes or the patch notes and see
show notes.
See why Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, the thing I've been showing on screen is this final patch animated short they made, which is also pretty freaking great. So if you have a chance to watch that, please do. It's very good. That's from Larian as well.
So, how far have you gotten in Baldur's Gate? It might be a good time to.
I'm going back, baby. Act 2 is as far as I got.
Scott.
I'm ready for Act 3. Finally, I'm gonna go start a new guy.
I wonder, you might need to make a new save file. They've changed so much.
Oh, I'll start. I'd start over.
It's probably time to start again.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I hate picking up where I was because I wouldn't remember shit about nothing.
But like so much has changed. I don't even. It might even be like too old of a save at this point. I don't know if they can even update it.
Yeah, or even if they let it stay, sometimes that causes issues, and you have to sort of accept a thing that'll say your save is old as hell, and you may run into problems. Hit okay, and I'm like, nope, I'm starting over. Thanks. Put me at the beach by the crash site, and let's enjoy some bugs early on, or whatever those were. No, they weren't bugs. They were little brain suckers. What were those things you had to kill first? Your first encounter.
The intellect devourers?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's that game's version of a rat in a sewer. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's better than a rat in a sewer.
Yeah.
But
The game also has rats as well.
That's
You just have
true.
to get the Baldur's Gate.
I never did get to a sewer.
They're in
Though.
Baldur's Gate, which is the end of the game.
Does Baldur's Gate have? Does the city of Baldur's Gate have sewers in it? I assume it does.
Yes.
yes, it does.
All right, excellent. I'm excited to get there and partake.
I mean,
in
they're cool. It's not like boring ass sewers. Like it's
the municipal.
it's how you get to the dungeons.
Sure.
Because you're below ground.
The only good dungeons are through the sewer. I get it. Well, anyway, more on that as we play it. They're also remastering another beloved RPG, for some anyway, and that is The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Scott
I hung up there for a
breaks
minute.
when he got to the Roman numerals.
I hate Roman numerals. They F me up every time. I almost said 7 like an idiot. Anyway, Oblivion, it's being remade. And how do we know this? Some stuff got leaked from the developer, and it looks like it might be as soon as maybe even next week, the current rumors say. I don't know if any of that's changed, but
I guess they were just sitting in a WordPress uploaded image folder,
oh Lord.
and somebody just pulled them out and looked at them and was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the rumor is that it is potentially coming out next week.
That's crazy.
Again, it's a rumor, but we could be playing a remaster of Oblivion next week. It's a little brown.
You mean
The actual game.
actual game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know. That's the
It's a
one.
little brown, but it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna say
A little brown. These are brown parts of the world.
No,
Well-
they put them side by side. Like Oblivion had a
I've
very
seen this
blue-green look to everything.
I
Now-
retract my incredulity.
Yeah, look at them. Look at the differences here. This is crazy.
Sorry.
But let's talk about the non-brown aspect. Besides the brown,
Yeah.
my God, they've made things look good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice. I'm trying
Are
to find.
you sure this isn't like just a crazy rumor or this is confirmed or?
Oh, this is all real. As far as I know, right? I mean, I don't think anybody's debunked it. Look at that. Look at this.
They
look at this
pulled it
tavern.
off the official website.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think this is happening.
Maybe
fellas.
somebody's mad at Todd and they're just pulling a prank on him.
Look at
the
that.
rumor is next week we might know.
Yeah, the truth is we may not know anything till next week, but I personally would welcome a non-janky, and I mean specifically Oblivion level jank version of Oblivion. Because the jank in Oblivion was truly janky, like just some real problems, I thought.
It was
assume for
really
every bug they
magical.
fix, they're going to add 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. John, do you think this increases or decreases the chances that Morrowind is also getting a complete overhaul? at
Oh
some
my
point?
gosh. I wish they would remake Morrowind.
I knew you'd
like,
say that.
okay, so a remaster of Oblivion, which I think that's what this is a bit I think it's more remaster than remake. I think that's fine for Oblivion. I think it needs a lot of love in a lot of places. I am curious if everyone's still going to have an egghead. I say that as somebody who looks like they have an egghead. But
Sure.
everybody there was real round eggy.
Yeah.
And but I think Oblivion could be remastered. I think Morrowind needs a remake. I think we're far enough back to needing remake territory with Morrowind where you kind of have to tackle that almost like a brand new game. I think there's enough mods and stuff you can pretty up Morrowind just fine for what it is, but I think we're at a point where if they wanted to revisit Morrowind, I think you're in the remake territory, which I would love because I think Morrowind is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's real good. A new coat of paint would be a lot more work there, but I'm with you. I think it would work. Actually, I think it'd be a big deal. So that's money on the table, Microsoft / Bethesda / whoever does this for them. I don't think they're doing. In fact, this one's not being done internally, right? This someone else is doing this for them, in theory, right? If it's all real.
I don't know.
I feel
It's a
bad
lot of
because
up in
I
the
do
air
know
at the
that there
moment.
was a team doing the Sky Oblivion, remaking Oblivion in the Skyrim
This is always how this goes, though, right? Like
mod. Yeah, and it's like I think they're just
they're getting close to releasing
getting
it.
towards release or whatever. And yeah,
I feel bad for him, but also maybe it'll be better. Maybe it'll Sir Whiskey Jack in the
that's gonna
chat said that.
I think you're going to hear that. I think you're probably going to have some hipsters that are like, actually, Sky Oblivion's better than the Bethesda remake.
I hate the name Sky Oblivion. I know it. I realize why it's that. I understand it's in the Skyrim
I don't
engine.
think that
Sky.
I think it's called Oblivion Remaster, but they just call it that because it's so you know what you're getting. Like it's,
those guys are sad if this is
it's
real.
Skyrim, but the Oblivion in it. I don't know. It looks like it's
Maybe they're home going, no, Bethesda, Todd Howard, why hath thou forsaken us? I don't know. We will see. Also, the PlayStation 5 got more expensive in some regions. Kind of knew this was coming and based on some other effects of tariffs and whatnot. But here's the deal. Sony Interactive announced PS5 price range in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand, effective the 14th, which was 3 days ago. That they're upping the cost of the console. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the change. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the retail version of the New Zealand model was $949.95 New Zealand dollars, which is what their currency is. With the price increase, you're looking at now. Oh, that's what it is now. It used to be $859.95. These sound crazy to me because these look like U.S. dollars. They're not. But this would be the equivalent of like going from $5.99 to $6.99, effectively. Let's see. What did they say the reasons were? They didn't really get into that, did they? Money, but also, let's see, faced growing criticism of prioritizing shareholders and being too greedy, blah, blah, blah. Some are blaming it immediately on the tariffs. It may not really be that, but it's mostly been a negative reaction. So good luck, Sony, with your plan there. I'm sure that'll go great for you.
They got to recoup the Concord money somewhere.
Yeah, may as well.
Yeah, well, they already had bad press for just already the Pro being very expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I think that's why it's just like, oh, really? Like you didn't already start this thing off as expensive?
I think they all wish they would have charged more for all this when they came out, this generation. I think both Sony and Microsoft think that they should have probably charged more during the pandemic at the launch, that the games themselves could have had bigger hikes. I think they see Nintendo's decision to go $80 on retail games as a sign that they should have done that first. I don't know. I get a feeling that they're all feeling very saucy about charging more.
I think we're still feeling the effects of bad planning, bad running a business during the pandemic. I think that's what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
As I think it was Justin Hall said in the chat, and I read this as well, this is the only console gen where it has gotten more expensive to buy the console mid-cycle than cheaper.
Yeah.
It's kind of unprecedented. I think we're feeling the effects of companies that did not handle the pandemic in a way that was logical.
Nope. And I understand.
They went, it's high times forever now.
Yeah.
Everybody, people are going to play video games all the time, forever and ever, and this will certainly never change.
They all overswung, but the thing is, given that it was such quote-unquote unprecedented times, I understand that there's going to be some adjustment that has to happen after something like that, and you're going to be wrong about some of your predictions. But it's crazy to me just how far off a lot of them got it. It's not just them. It's other forms of entertainment, streaming services, big studios like Warner Brothers. They're all kind of effed right now, or they think they are. And they're all like throwing stuff away they shouldn't and getting into projects that sound like they're going to be terrible and spending this much money and cranking up the cost of these services. Like, I think John's right. They overshot and they're very bad at like trying to get it all figured out. We're losing in the fight.
I wonder how many Steam Deck units. Steam Deck must be eating into these businesses to some extent as well.
To the console stuff? Yeah, I think so, probably.
Even just for game purchases. I'm not even talking about like console sales, but like, yeah, they're making their money on the game sales, right? Like, yeah, the consoles are generally loss leaders, but even if they're making a little bit of money, they're not making a killing on it. They're making a killing on the games.
Well, PC gaming has never been bigger, so I have a feeling you're right.
And yeah. More people bought PCs during the pandemic. Steam Deck's thing. I just wonder how much of that's eaten into like their overall revenue.
Yeah, I mean, I realize I'm in a weirder position than most because we cover this stuff, and it's important to I don't know, do what you can to cover a broad range. But Steam and my library on there and my Steam Deck have changed how I game almost entirely.
What do they call that? It's like you're captured. Like, I mean, why?
Yeah, I'm in the ecosystem.
A large reason why I'm just like I play on my PC and I play Steam is just because I'm captured by the fact that I have hundreds of games. I'm my own Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm actually I'm my own Xbox Game Pass service. Like I have over 100 games I haven't played yet. That's a Game Pass library, you know. So it's hard. Why would I migrate anywhere else? You know, until I need to. So
yeah.
I think probably a lot of people are in that boat. And if you have a Steam Deck, then great. Unless you like have some killer hardware. If the Switch 2 thing is like amazing, people will go over. Switch 2 looks cool, so hopefully it's a good.
Yeah, we'll see how they do. I got big questions about the. I don't know. I don't know what I expect from that thing yet. We gotta get there.
I mean, as long as it plays games reliably and great, you know, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. Will it play my Steam library though? No, it will not. And as a result, like I probably am going to end up with a Switch 2 because I think we need to have one around here for the show and other shows. But if I didn't have that motivation and I couldn't use it as a business
Nintendo was
expense,
just like, actually, we don't want to run our store. We're going to migrate it all to Steam, and then we'll just Steam will be the official. Steam will be the official store on the Nintendo Switch.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Can you imagine that?
Oh my Lord. It would be I don't even know what I would make of that. Now all Steam Decks basically play all Switch content. I would ship myself.
Yeah, but you can only get the Nintendo games would be exclusive, let's say. So even if you own Metroid, you can't play it on your PC. Like you have to play it on your Switch because that's how Nintendo is. But
yeah, but then you start to run out of reasons because most of the third-party stuff's on Steam anyway, like all the indies and the other junk. I mean, that sort of thing will, of course, will never happen. But
no.
I've seen weirder things. Let me tell you something. I was gaming during a time where the very idea that Mario and Sonic would even look at each other, let alone compete in the Olympic Games with each other. You know what I mean? Like that seemed insane.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So you never know. You never know. Time will tell. You want to spend some real money then? How about this? Limited edition Doom in a box that can run Doom. $666. Get it? Because it's like the number of the beast there. You get that?
Edition. It comes in a box that can like a cardboard box.
Yeah, it's called the Will It Run edition.
Yeah,
there's only 666 of them in the world.
Yep.
It comes in a box that plays Doom.
Yep.
It includes a bunch of fun little peripherals, including a little handheld cacodemon that also plays Doom.
Yep.
So you can play Doom on that as well.
Yeah, you play on him, not he doesn't play it. You play Doom on him. It does
come with digital codes for Doom and Doom 2, so it comes with the game, so it's got a leg up on Diablo.
Yeah. I hadn't even considered it. Of course, John would also remember to bring that up, but yes, it includes codes of the game.
It has a certificate of authenticity as well. Whoa.
Yeah. This is a collector's item because I actually saw, and they probably weren't being serious. You know, you never know the tone on channels, but I heard people going, and people complain about the price of Mario Kart. This is a collector's item. This is for 666 people that really love Doom. That's who this is for. This isn't the price for everybody. This isn't what the new Doom game costs. This is for people that think Doom is the bee's knees and they want something really rad.
Oh my gosh. The cacodemon is floating because he's using one of those magnetic floater deals.
I know.
Oh,
it's cool.
Shit. I mean, they almost had me with it. If this was like 200, I'd have a hard time saying no.
And it comes with a trading card pack, and there's a chance to have one that's autographed.
By who?
Although it doesn't say by who.
Yeah.
By a cacodemon.
By a cacodemon. He put it in his little butthole and signed it.
he puts the pen in his mouth. Well, I guess the butthole's funnier, but
I don't know about this price. Like this should
does the box actually run Doom though, or is it just looks like it's printed on the box?
No,
it plays it.
It does.
Have you seen video? It looks like it's printed. I don't.
I mean, they're not showing us any video, but I think this box will play Doom. Which is
in the picture. It says box that plays Doom.
Yeah,
yeah, but that seems
They do this with everything, though. Tractors can play Doom. There's people's treadmills at the gym can play Doom. They always, it's like the meme.
I know, but I don't think cardboard can run a program.
Well, it can if there's a screen in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a Myst book that plays the opening movie of Myst when you open it.
That's right.
And it has buttons you can push to change the settings. Like, it's not crazy.
Our buddy Bill Duran made one of those books for the people at Myst. What are they called? Cyan Worlds. And they still have it there on display. It's an actual.
I guess what I'm saying is, like,
book.
if I was going to spend $666, I just want to see it animating because I'm only seeing a picture right now. You know,
they'll probably show more as we get closer. Because I'll bet it's a common complaint.
I mean, it's probably sold out. I mean, what the hell is? I'm kidding.
Elon Musk.
They said how many? Only 666 copies of it.
Yeah.
It's already sold out. By the time you're hearing this, you're too late.
What if it included Joe?
No, pre-orders are tomorrow.
Oh, okay, it hasn't happened yet. John, Beau,
so you've got a F5 refresh. Like, good luck.
Beau, let me sell you on it. Would you buy it if one of John Romero's pubes were in there?
Yeah, but then you're getting it at a discount. That's an expense. That's $1,000 pube alone. But apparently, you can just buy the monster card pack. You can just buy the cards on their own.
How much are those for?
$7.99. Damn, makes Magic the Gathering look like a good deal.
They could lower the price on that a little bit to $666. They're already going ham on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just even selling like because this is the Will It Run edition, but there's a standard edition for $30 that you can just buy Doom and Doom 2 for PlayStation 5, Xbox, or Switch. Like, come on, this.
Why don't they
basically a free game? How are you charging $30? It's mostly for.
There's also a $100 version that's a big box edition.
I think they should sell this.
I mean, nobody should buy Doom for this so much. Like, it's currently $13 Canadian on Steam, and that shit goes on sale for like 99 cents. Like,
I think it should have codes. So
we barely paid for this back in the day. You get this for free on a BBS.
Yeah.
Another one of the things is the cassette tape soundtrack. I mean, that's funny, but what are you going to listen to it on?
I got one right here.
Do you?
Yeah. I actually bought
you're
this.
Ready. This is for you.
I actually bought this to transfer old tapes to digital, so it's not meant for anything. Well. It's just to make sure my tapes don't croak. But
bring tapes back, baby.
I'm just saying, this is too much unless they include the new game in there, like a code for it. Then maybe you have me with the whole collection plus a code for the new game.
It's a collector's item.
It's collectors. It's meant
fine.
to burn money. Like
it's fine.
Yeah,
it's like somebody buying a statue. Look. I can't afford it, but there's like a $1,000 Final Fantasy VI statue that I would love to have. Like, that's way too much money for a statue, but it doesn't mean I don't want it.
Look at John's got back there. I can't even tell what it is, but he's got something. Is that Artanis? What is that? I don't know.
That's Sylvanas.
Oh, Sylvanas. Yeah, Sylvanas back there. John knows what it's like to, buy a thing. He gets it.
Well, that was a gift, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. John's right. It's a collector's item. This is not for everybody. Anyone comparing it to Super Mario World and saying, "Oh, you're complaining about that, but you buy it," you've got it wrong. It's a fallacy of comparison. Don't compare the two. That's dumb.
It's not like unless they announce that, like, hey, all Doom games going forward are $666. Then we're talking.
Yeah. Now, yeah. Or the new game. What's it called? Doom.
Dark Ages.
Dark Ages. If they came out and said that game is $400, well, now we can talk. Now there is a problem.
This store is interesting, man.
Yeah.
This isn't the Doom thing isn't the only thing they do.
What else you got in there?
It's like this place limited run. I got Gradius Origins, which just looks like the original box art and stuff.
I like Gradius.
Which is cool. There's Contra in a box. Looks like. Here, I'll send you the link to the Contra.
Yeah, let's take a look.
They're big on the physical media stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like they do.
Let's see here. We got limited run Contra Anniversary Collection Ultimate, $174 PS4. So they probably had this one for a while.
2 other images where it shows what's in there. It's not as juicy as the other one. It's only $174, but it's got art books. It's got these stands.
keychains, the pins, your power up pins. Those are cool. Little BNS.
I mean, I guess what makes this like place or this limited run interesting is if you got a gamer friend that you got to buy stuff for. You know, it's like a gift box or something. They got a Dreamcast trading cards box.
Yeah,
you guys like Dreamcast?
I mean,
No.
yeah, I love my Dreamcast.
Yeah. No,
Of course, John does. Okay, but here, Scott, look at that.
Here, let me see. Where is we got this? Oh,
You like they just make Dreamcast trading cards. You know, I don't. It's not even really that impressive.
Oh,
Look, while we're trying to sell each other on expensive things,
Yeah.
I'm putting in a link to a Kickstarter. Beau, did you see the Kickstarter for the Transformers Compendium hardcover collection of all Marvel and UK Transformers comics?
Oh shit!
In Decepticon and Autobot form?
All of them?
Yes. A full collection of all of them.
40K asked for. They're already up to 2,724,701. It just changed, in fact.
I can't afford it because I just bought a new computer, but I want this so bad. I want it so bad.
I might pledge like right now. What's the?
But like, I think I want like
$50.
the Alita 1 version, which is like $300 to get all the stuff I want. Because I want the tech spec cards, because those are the things, if they're what I think they are, I haven't looked through it enough. But the tech spec cards were, maybe I don't need those. No, those aren't the originals, but yeah.
Holy shit. What are the tech spec cards are like what you get on the toy that you cut out. So, you know,
yeah.
I can
with the original art and the little, like, descriptions on them.
That stuff, but I want this.
I say that
I mean, what's $50?
But then
Beau?
I look at it and I'm like, oh, it's so cool.
Is it? Yeah. So hang on, I'm trying to find the tiers.
Well, the basic one is 50, so that'll get you
the retailer only tier, access to the retailer exclusive 50% discount.
Yeah.
Send me the be a real retailer.
Ooh, some of these
digital PDFs. This is going to be hundreds and hundreds of dollars for hardcovers.
Yeah.
There's like 90 issues, dude. This thing is going to be massive.
There's some high tiers in here. $600 for.
I think you got to get into the 150 territory for the hardcovers. I think once you're in the 150, you're getting a book of some kind.
Okay. You know what?
Yeah,
you're
probably have to get into the 300 tier. All right, everyone, please send me early Christmas money.
Okay, look,
man,
the core people need this. We need more Patreon.
Everybody here wants this. Nobody. Remember, there are 3 hosts on the show. 3 hosts. That's the deal.
Everybody wants this so bad. I'm sorry. I saw this the other day and I was like, I don't know if I should even mention it to you guys, but I know you guys are gonna want it.
No, it's epic. I would love it.
I'm glad you mentioned it. You can't pledge at the high ones. I guess there's a limit to the top tier ones. I can't tell with these books. Okay, I need time to study this page. I'm going to favorite this.
You're like, I got to research this.
Well, the only problem with Kickstarter is there's so many options. I have no idea what I'm buying, and clearly some of them are bait.
Oh, many are bait.
But holy shit, dude! I don't think I've ever wanted anything more in my life.
I mean, I can imagine.
Because I read these as a kid, all growing up, the Marvel Run, the Transformers, the best thing in the universe. And even as I got older, I can go get some. They're in my house somewhere. I have Marvel Transformers comics in a box somewhere. Maybe I'll bring them next week. But there's definitely issues I didn't read. I was a kid. I wasn't going to the comic book store like that. I just get them when I could get them.
Yeah, buy them when you see them. Sure. You guys used to get the racks at like your grocery stores, right? The spinny racks that would just have
the spinny racks, whatever. Like that's how they all got accumulated. But I've definitely got holes in my collection, and I just want this. I'd like read it and actually sit down and read these.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so good, and I love that they give you the PDFs too.
Yeah, yep, and a way to get just those if that's all you want. It's nice they have those tiers. Looks like a pretty good.
I really want the paper. Like I'm not a big physical media guy, but like that I would, because there's 2 that I've been really impressed with. I have the entire Calvin and Hobbes collection. It's actually I think
I have that too.
I have that as well. Hardcover ones. Yeah, mine are over there.
Yeah. I think that's where the Calvin and Hobbes is.
I spent $100 on those.
They're somewhere. They're up there somewhere around here.
I have the big hardbound Gary Larson Far Side stuff too from that era.
Yeah, like I really like stuff you really, really like of that. They're worth it. I also have I got it for my sister, the entire Bone
oh yeah.
colored entire full colored Bone book. That's an awesome.
It's really, really good. Yeah.
Bone is amazing, and the color version, it just pops.
You know, the colorist listens to our show, old Steve Hammaker, old pal of the show.
I know,
Yep.
Steve.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We sat by him and ate with him.
Yeah. Ate food.
Steve's great.
He's awesome. He's one of my favorite people in
lots
the world.
of Heroes of the Storm with him. Yeah.
Yep.
Fed me at his house one night, and it was very good.
What did he feed you?
I don't remember what it was, but it was great. It was really good. His wife did it, so I can't really give him full credit. But no, Steve's
But
an all-timer.
he was there. He
Yeah.
he attended.
He colored the food.
Yeah, he colored. He was in charge of food coloring. Did a great job. He'll love that joke when he gets it. All right, moving on to our final story before we take our break. The Last of Us Season 2 has begun. I have not seen the first episode because I kind of want to let a few build up. I cannot bear not binging a little anyway. So I think I'm doing that, but maybe I'm going to cave and just watch it. But anyway, I'm hearing it's great. I hear they've already nailing it. First episode in, it's already still good.
Yeah, there are times it looks exactly like the game. They're doing things that are different. So they're keeping it fresh enough to where it's like, I mean, there's a lot of people that are upset right now because they're like, did they just skip one of the most important scenes in the game? I don't know. Maybe they did. We're going to find out.
Yep.
But I'm all the way back in. You know, I think Last of Us Part 2 is fantastic. I did not have my opinion colored by leaked information or weird thoughts from other people. I personally think it's a better game
than the
in
first
terms of gameplay and how it plays. And I think it's up there in terms of story being just as strong narratively. So I really like it and off to a strong start.
Good.
I'm enjoying
I
it.
love Caitlin Dever as Abby. Caitlin Dever is one of my favorite actresses to see do anything. Freaking love her in everything.
He was like a fan front runner for Ellie before we knew who was cast.
That's
People
right.
wanted her to play Ellie really badly. And so I think her getting cast as Abby is an interesting choice. I'm excited to see where that goes. And
She's so
yeah, I it's so weird. I think an understated MVP of that is Pedro Pascal as Joel. Like, I was of the mind when they said we're doing a TV show of this, like, why? Like, it's already cinematic. You can sit down and watch the cinematics and it's just as good. But like, Pedro encompassed that role in such a way that I played a little Last of Us Part 2 and I see him in Joel. It's like, I don't watch the show and go, oh, wow, he kind of looks like that character from the video game. I'm starting to see him in the role of Joel now, and it's kind of shocking how well he has managed to embody that.
Yeah. Perfect.
Even
casting,
in spite of, I guess he showed up for filming very beaten up because he had done Gladiator. He was injured and roughed up from doing Gladiator, and they were like, great. Perfect. You'll fit right into the role.
Less time in the makeup chair. Just come on in.
Yep, just sit down, go for it.
Yeah.
You will be fine.
Love that. Did you guys see the new trailer for Fantastic Four today, by chance?
I did.
Yes. Yeah.
Looks good. I refuse to be cynical about this thing. I'm stoked. I can't wait. I will not be cynical. I'm going to see it.
It's hard to be cynical. Like, I'm riding the wave still of the finale for Daredevil, which was phenomenal.
Oh, I still have to. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pound that down. I'm going to pound that down because I haven't seen it yet. And then let a couple of these pile up. And then when I get back from my Vegas event, I'll turn all attention to The Last of Us. That's how I'll do it. Because I forgot, John. That's where I need to be spending my time is on that.
Daredevil was awesome.
Great.
And they showed a thing in the finale that I cannot believe. I know they've pushed the envelope, but I cannot believe it got shown on Disney Plus.
Oh, like a content.
It looked like looked like it belonged in Terrifier.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Oh, it's bloody, yeah.
Sweet. Now I'm more excited than ever. All right. Anyway,
was there like a big cheesy thing?
What?
No, not cheesy. Like bloody, right? Like
Teasy. No, teasy. Was there a teasy?
Oh,
thing?
teasy.
Oh,
You know, the
for
Marvel
like
shows do it.
what's
Yeah.
to come?
Yeah.
No, they basically they're. I mean, I don't know if I should. It's not a spoiler. I'll talk around it. But their post-credit scene was basically telling you, "Hey, that thing you think would probably happen is going to happen."
Oh, okay.
That was their big post-credit. Was like, "Hey, you probably have a guess on where we might go next season. We're gonna."
Did not.
Like that's basically all it did.
Okay.
I assume D'Onofrio, awesome as ever as Kingpin.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah.
So good. Like you find yourself rooting for him. I got so mad in this finale because he made a decision that I didn't like. And I was like, how dare he? Because I just like him so much in that role.
Yeah.
I want him to be the villain of everything. Like I guess there are maybe some rights issues that prevent him from appearing in movies. He's talked about that. Like,
Yeah.
I guess Kingpin can't easily appear in Marvel movies. It's a crime. He should be your new big bad right now for a street level Avengers. And the fact that they're not leaning into that right now is like throwing money away, because what they've built in this story for Daredevil is like the perfect launch pad for a ton. Like they could do Marvel Knights and they could just do all those characters again, bring them all together, and they could do an Avengers with the Kingpin as the big bad, and it would be phenomenal. It would be hype.
He's
So
great. Love that guy.
he's so good.
I could watch him do
Yeah,
anything.
it's a fantastic.
Well, watch for that, and watch that, and also Last of Us Season 2. It has begun. It's a good time to be Marvel and video game fans when it comes to television, is what we're saying. Here's another good thing. It's time for us to take a break. When we come back from our break, we will do a Dear Martha. All right? That's always fun. People look forward to it. We're doing it. Then we'll talk about the games we played, and then we've got some calls and some texts from you guys at home. Come on back. We'll be right back. There's a lot of backs. And we've returned. Thanks for hanging in there, everyone. Let's go ahead and keep going down the road that we've already started on. And part of that road is Dear Martha. Yeah, that's right. John does a fun thing called Dear Martha every week, where we get a little letter back from the war front to the home front. And I don't know what this... Oh, it's one of your negative reviews. This will be fun.
Yeah, this is a negative review about a video game. I'm gonna be honest, everybody. I wrote this during the pre-show while I was talking with Scott. It might be a little rocky today.
All right.
I took a nap during my Dear Martha writing time, and this is what I could manage while trying to have a conversation at the same time.
Excellent.
So this is what it is.
Excellent.
But so I guess anyway, if you don't know how the game works, here's what it is. I'm going to read a negative review, Dear Martha letter, and then I'm going to give these two jabronis a chance to guess which game that is, and they're going to guess. And they will get options this week because last week the chat saved them.
Yeah.
So
Did a good
I'm
job.
going to give you 7 choices, so there's a lot of choices.
Oh, my Lord. All right. Well, them's the rules. Here's the the clip. Clip, not clit. Anyway, go ahead.
My dearest Martha. Sup, dog? I'm writing you today because of a matter of utmost urgency. I played a video game, and I need to complain about it. This game had everything, or so it seemed. Ambiance, atmosphere, other words that mean roughly the same thing that also start with the letter A. There was just something haunting about the world, Martha. I literally felt transported to a new world, and what I faced confused and scared me. But after that was kind of it. Kept peeling back the layers of this onion, and as I did, the intrigue built and built till I was left with nothing. In the end, there wasn't really much of anything. I finished the game, and I guess I felt smarter. There never was any real danger. There was even a flipping crossbow in the game, but it didn't do anything at all. I give this game a 1 out of 10 for the amount of actually important items I picked up in my collectathon of a game. Yours in this life and the next, Blue Herring 25.
Okay, I got questions about... Okay, I started taking notes because This is how I do this. So transported, it seems important, Beau, that we have the word transported in there because he kept emphasizing to another world taken somewhere, and he kind of emphasized the word transported there. He said something about an onion, but that could just be peeling back the onion as a pure metaphor and no other reference. I don't know. Left with nothing at the end, but you felt smarter. And then there's a flipping crossbow. I don't know if that meant a crossbow that's flipping or if you're using the shortened non-F word version of flipping and calling it a flipping crossbow.
Well, it didn't do anything, so...
Oh, right. That's important.
What's the game with a crossbow that didn't do anything?
Would you guys like your options?
Yes.
Okay. Here are your potential titles. It is one of these.
All right.
1, The Seventh Guest.
Okay.
2, Blueprints. 3, Dear Esther. 4, Firewatch. 5, Gone Home. 6, Mist. Or 7, What Remains of Edith Finch.
I've played none of these games.
I've played Dear Esther, Firewatch, Gone Home, Mist, and part of What Remains of Edith Finch. More remains of What Remains of Edith Finch for me because I didn't finish it.
So we're relying on you, Scott, because I really have no firsthand.
Puzzly walkathon games here. Like Edith Finch, Gone Home, Firewatch, Dear Esther. These are very much like, not walking simulators, but...
Well, do you remember one that has a crossbow that you can't use?
No. And I haven't played Blueprints and Seventh Guest, just I don't remember.
It's not Blueprints. It's too new.
Yeah,
it's too new.
John's playing that now.
I would really like Blueprints.
I lean either Mist or Firewatch.
And the intrigue until I was left with nothing kind of means that there was nothing. It was vapid. Like, oh, so mysterious, but then nothing happened. Yeah. So he liked Obra Dinn. So...
Obra Dinn isn't in here, but that would have been a good one to put on this list.
Yeah.
Right. Oops. Yeah. I don't know.
I lean Firewatch and Mist. For whatever reason, 4 and 6 are ringing to me, but I don't know.
Something haunting about the world. I mean, it's probably Mist. I just guess Mist.
All right. I'm going to say... I'll say Firewatch to be different. So I say Firewatch, Beau says Mist.
Okay. This category, made for me, forced on you, but Scott at least had a lot of knowledge. And with that knowledge, Scott let Beau talk him out of the correct answer. Beau is our winner today. The answer is Mist.
Can you tell me what's the crossbow? I don't remember what that is in there.
In the mechanical age, you can find a crossbow in one of the boys' rooms, and you can't do anything with it. Although, fun fact, apparently in the VR version, you can. Apparently, you can pick it up in the VR version.
They fixed it. Nice job, guys. Cyan Worlds. They just had a bunch of layoffs. I hope they're doing okay over there.
Yeah, I felt bad to hear that. It was a lot. It was like 50% of the people who worked there. But yeah, talking about a game where you don't really do much of anything. One of the big tips was a 1 out of 10 for the amount of actually important items I picked up. Because one of the big conceits in Myst is that you are picking up pages and you need to choose if you want to pick up the red pages or the blue pages. Yeah. And then spoilers for Myst, it's a little old, but in the end, you don't want to side with either of the brothers. You don't want the red or the blue pages. You pick up one white page, and that is the only collectible that actually matters. Right. And then Blue Herring was another reference to the fact that you're collecting blue and red pages, but mostly it was there as a red herring reference because you guys examine the names too much.
Oh, yeah, we do that, don't we?
Yeah, I thought there was something to Blue Herring because normally it's a red herring.
Yeah, nicely done. Well, Beau, you win. That means you get the winning noise. And I get the losing noise.
Yeah, and chat room didn't help.
Sorry, what? Chat room what?
Didn't help me this week.
One person guessed Myst. I saw it. The Wraith 86. Congrats.
Oh, congrats. We got one guy in there who got it. Good job. Nicely done. Somebody named Nicholas just typed something that got retracted. I hope everything went fine there. I don't know what that was.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to you.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck, buddy. You're going to need it. All right, that's going to end that. But now we move on to this.
Oh,
right?
It's Lucky or Nut.
Oh, Lucky or Nut.
I've seen that name before.
Yeah.
He must have wrote something inappropriate.
That's the ball that didn't
I think it says retracted even if you delete your own message.
Oh, does it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it's not like somebody got modded or something. Okay.
Way
Maybe-
for all of you to assume the worst.
I
of
know.
people.
I went straight to
let
it.
me try that. I'm gonna
Do it. Retract your info. Boogers. All right.
Bo wrote boogers.
How offensive. Oh, there you go. Message retracted. Nicely done. That is how it works. So Nicholas may have just typoed and thought, well, I don't want that up here. I'll just put up something else. He hasn't typed yet. So,
Y'all jumped on him.
Yeah, you're right. John's right. And now this. Games we played this week. All right. So we have some shared, but there's not much. I don't have tons to add about Ghost of Tsushima. I keep saying ghosts for some reason. I don't know why I put an S on there, but
I have a tendency to do it too.
it's really annoying. But anyway, nothing new to add except it's rad and I love it, and it's kind of my main thing right now. So I'm deep within the upper quadrants of that map and getting some...
You sent me a message apropos of nothing that was just like, straw hats are dicks.
They are dicks.
I'm guessing you're getting beaten up a little bit.
A little bit. What's funny is the little groupings that you can get that they add to your XP and give you closer to more points and all that. The weird XP system in this game. And most of them are exactly what I expect. They're a little harder, but here's a guy who shoots 3 arrows instead of 1. Fine. I just do the pattern and go get him when he's in between shots. And here's a guy who maybe swings twice that are unstoppable unless I have the new stance, which I do now, moon stance. So I've got all these ways to deal with them. This is not a problem. Those guys are fine. The Straw Hats, whenever they're bandit Straw Hats around doing bullshit, they're just dirty pool. Everything about them. They fight weird. They're not predictable in the same ways that the other enemies are. Freaking F the Straw Hats. All right? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
When they show up, it's like having a mini duel every time they show up.
Yeah. It's insane. It's actually great. So when I say F them, I actually kind of mean they're a really good addition to the game. But I didn't expect them to be such freaking weasels up there. But anyway, it's all going good. Loving that game. What I did play a bunch of, because I really wanted to try to get some hours into some new stuff this week so I could talk about it. One of them, for which I'm doing an interview tomorrow with one of the lead devs of the team, is Crashlands 2. And you may remember a little game called Crashlands 1 like a decade ago. It's been a while since that game came out. And they are now getting to it this much time later and making a proper sequel to that game. And in Crashlands 1, a lot like Crashlands 2, in that your job is to crash on a planet, or you do in the story, you crash on a planet, and your job is to collect stuff, build stuff, find your way back, solve a bunch of mysteries, help a bunch of local weird aliens with their quirky needs. It's a lot of humor, a lot of tongue-in-cheek stuff. At its core, though, it is a isometric top-down RPG / world or a survival game. But it takes some of the survival ideas that you're used to and turns them on their head. There's no starvation. You're not hungry ever. Not really anyway. I mean, you can make things, but you're not dying slowly of food needs. You don't need water. You have an unlimited inventory for everything that you find or break down or cut or, chop or whatever you want in the world that is harvestable, and you want to just collect nothing but trees your whole life, you will have unlimited slot for trees and not more. Like, you never run out of inventory space. You just always have enough room for the stuff you're getting. That's nice if you're kind of sick of worrying about that stuff. The other thing I always liked about, and this first one was that way as well. The other aspects of the game is similar, although the combat's been refined. There have been a few things added that kind of remind me of like Junior Edition Hades, for lack of a better term.
Kind of seeing that watching the video you're playing, there's a level of like the way it telegraphs attacks and has kind of a very deliberate to its movement.
Yeah.
And attack patterns and all that. I can kind of see that.
Yeah, definitely some of that inspiration is here. Although the last game had a little of that, it's a lot more refined here and it feels good. Doesn't demand too much from you, but it's also not super easy. It's, you have to think a little bit in combat. You get tools and weapons that you build based on how you're progressing, and then those tools and weapons get upgraded to be better ones. Those kind of remind me of V Rising, weirdly, because and Beau, you know how this works in V Rising. I guess John does too. But the V Rising weapons are all the same. They keep scaling up to be awesomer versions, and because they're a certain type, they might do poison specials and junk like that. But really, you're just improving the baseline, staff, the baseline sword, the baseline mace, that kind of thing. This game works like that. So your harvesting device that you see him walking around with right now in this video, if you're watching, that's able to take down bigger structures, stuff that you couldn't move otherwise at first or whatever. If you're trying to break stone that's too tough for the last one, now you can do that. So there's all those aspects to the game. But again, there's no like, oh, I'm tired, I sure better get a camp going and eat something. None of that's in here. They're just like, F that. We don't want you to have to mess with it. So the game seems like to be designed around not having to deal with those things, and instead spends its time on exploration, finding other teleport points where you can move around the map really quickly, discovering quests, finishing those quests, getting rewarded for those quests, and base building. The first game had a little bit of that, but this one's got a way more in-depth base building thing. In theory, you can do, go figure. Scott likes to farm shit. You can make farms. You can farm a bunch of, alien plant life and raise alien animals and all this sort of thing. I haven't gotten deep into that yet, but it is all there and possible. And just a fun loop, like just a good time. You get in there, you break stuff, you stock up on something you need for a quest, you go do the thing you need to do, you build the thing, you keep moving, you move to other biomes, harder enemies, more difficult to get resources, all that kind of stuff. The first game, very similar in its basics. This game is a real refinement, is the best way I could put it, to all the systems, with a few little bips and bobs that have been added in terms of creating a base and having the game be more of a build thing. You can also do co-op in the game, which the first game did not have that. This game is out for PC on Steam. It's reviewing very well. This game definitely has its fans. This is the Butterscotch Shenanigans guys, and they made that platformer I really liked in the intervening years called shit. I had it. Hold on, I had it right here. Jeez. It's called Levelhead. Levelhead was called, and Levelhead was basically like indie Mario Maker kind of. It was very, very good for what it was. This is such a different kind of game, and so was the first one. And I'm really glad to see him back to this, just because I thought they did such a great job. It's on mobile, so don't let that scare you, though. It's still a premium experience. There's no weirdness with that. If you get the mobile version, you're just buying a game. On Steam, I think it's $14.99, I think is the price. Maybe $29. I really like it a lot and found it to be delightful. Plays great with controller, plays great with mouse and keyboard. And I've not tried it on mobile, so I can't speak to touch control stuff for those versions, but it is available there. And I like it. It's rad. It's fun. And it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's also super low stakes. Like I want to play a game, but I don't want to get so wrapped up in something that, I have to really focus or whatever. I can just kind of play this, have a second screen going, that kind of stuff, which is nice. Everybody needs a game like that. So anyway, if you've never checked out the first, check out the second. Available now as of the 10th, I think it came out. What else? Oh, John will be happy about this because he played it and talked about it pretty extensively here on the show. I finally cracked open Return to Monkey Island.
Yes.
This game's great. This game's real good.
Yeah, it is.
It is, I played a lot of the old stuff. I can never remember if I fully beat any of the older games. I didn't play the Telltale attempts, so I don't know how those were. But the OG Monkey Island games are classics for a reason. I like Ron Gilbert games a lot. And this is great. I think what I love the most about it, and you may have talked about this, but I was concerned that the art style would make me feel like this was just not the same universe or the same series or something. And I was wrong. I think the art style is awesome, fits the vibe of the whole thing, just enough bell and whistles to remind you that this is being made new in a modern era, but also kind of artsy fartsy throwback enough to realize, yeah, you're still playing a point-click adventure based on some 90s ass, ideas. And they really work really well. This is, Ron Gilbert writing again and doing a hell of a job. It's also based in an engine he wrote, which I didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's
That's
called the
kind of cool.
Dinky Engine or something he calls it. Sounds about right for something Ron Gilbert would say. Anyway, I'm not super far in. I just cracked it open the other night, and I will continue on. But it is really well suited to Steam Deck. It's verified on there, so I thought, well, that'd be fun in bed. Let's do that. And plays great there, no issues. I don't know. They nail the vibe, the humor, the cheese, I don't know, the almost kind of spooky hauntedness of the style of these games that they've always kind of had. It's great. And I'm just surprised how much I like the art style. That threw me at first, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I really like how this looks and moves and stuff.
Yeah, I really hope you play this and beat this one, because there's something very sentimental and sweet about this game's story and the nature of it, and what it kind of has to say about all the Monkey Island games in general, and as well as, it talks a lot about being a dad and being, having a family, and like it's silly, it's a funny game, but there's a lot of heart to this story overall, and I really loved it.
Yeah.
And I encourage more people to pick it up and play it.
Yep.
Especially if you like Monkey Island. If you like Monkey Island, you should have done it already.
You really should have. I should have done it.
Even if you don't, it's good.
Yeah, I should have done it already. I don't know what I was waiting for. Well, I guess apparently I was waiting for a sale, because when it went on sale, I was like, oh, I'm just going to grab that. Because it was on Game Pass. I could have played it there. Still is, I think. But I got it so cheap during one of these recent sales. I was like, well, now I have no excuse. It's really, really cool so far, and I do plan to see this one through. It's the kind of game you want to beat, because it has a beginning and an end and a lot of stuff in the middle. And the other thing I was going to say, the voice acting, a lot of returning people from the series, which is great, including Guybrush Threepwood's dude. I forgot his name though.
It's Dominic something.
That's it, Dominic something. I don't know the last part of it, but it is. Is
there anybody who has a last name of something?
I mean, there ought to be. If not, there is today. But Dominic, it is his first name for sure. But this is, or I was going to say, the acting in general is just like top-notch shit. Like everybody is not phoning it in. It's like nostalgic when you hear him talk, but every other part in this thing just feels like the little kids they got for the preamble part, which kind of tutorializes the whole experience. They're great. Like maybe they're not even kids. Maybe those are adults playing kids and they're just doing good, like the Rugrats style adult kid voices or something. I don't know. But it just kind of blew my mind how good the overall aesthetic of everything is. It feels like a labor of love, and I'm bummed it took me so long to start it. So I will keep at it in that game.
Finally answers the secret of Monkey Island.
Oh, well then.
Games have not addressed.
Yeah, it'd be nice
to this point.
Finally get an answer. And what I love is this up close art stuff where it looks like Ren and Stimpy style, like hairy arms and all that. I love that.
Yeah, where you get the hyper detail on the zoom in. Yeah,
huge fan of that sort of thing. All right.
I think. Sorry. I got a paywall. No
paywall for what?
I'm looking up to see if there's people with the last name something, and apparently there are some.
There's some somethings out there.
There's Clarence H.
Something.
Really? Rhea Grant something. Martinez something. Catherine something. So something. Something Wild from the 1800s.
Wow.
Percy H. something. Apparently in the California Death and Burial records from 1873 to 1987.
Percy H. something.
Yeah. Apparently there's a lady something.
Oh, welcome, lady
US
something.
Newspapers, obituary, and oh man, I wish this wasn't paywalled.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right.
That's wild. I love it.
It really is a last name, apparently.
All right. The lucky few. One final note. Oh, I just noticed John has this in here too. Darth Diablo 74 sent codes to us. I guess he got you one as well. Beau, did you get one of these?
For what? Sorry.
For codes for Schedule 1. Oh, no, you already owned it.
Beau had already been playing it, so yeah.
That's right, because you talked about it last week. Darth Diablo 74 sent John and I a copy each. I just saw John's note about the same thing. So anyway, huge thanks to him.
Congrats.
I haven't played it yet, and also congrats on having the most...
You can make it up for me by kickstarting that Transformers thing.
Yeah, just a little $300 Kickstarter.
No
gift.
big deal, sure.
Jokes.
I would like to give Darth Diablo 74 the award for having the most Dear Martha letter name of anybody who's donated anything to the show.
100%. If you did a
That
Dear
100%
Martha,
sounds like a Dear Martha letter name right there.
Sincerely, Darth Diablo 74.
Yeah.
In fact, hold on. I'm going to hear it with the backdrop. Okay, here we go. Say the name.
My dearest Martha, it has come to my attention that you and Scott have not played Schedule 1. I think you would be fine drug dealers on account of the fact that each week you pitch me on being a patron. And Martha, I'd like to sign up. Yours in this life and the next, Darth Diablo 74.
There you go. It's very nice. I like it.
Put in a little plug for our Patreon so that Beau can maybe get his Transformers thing.
Yeah. You like that, Beau?
Yeah. Nope. Transformers fun. You know, I might
I'm not kidding. I'm looking at it while this show is going on.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about it too. I'm still thinking about it too.
I'm thinking the Starscream is right for me. That's what I'm thinking.
Yep. When's you got a birthday?
Considered my options.
When's your birthday coming up? Is it a while off?
August 20th.
Oh shit. Either of you.
Yeah.
So August for John. When are you, Beau?
October.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's
I guess whoever it is out there just have to do it in July for me. I'm the soonest birthday. I don't
worry about it.
True, you gotta get it. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I don't make the rules.
You don't need people to buy us this, but you should sign up to be a patron.
Yeah, do that. And then we can more afford things like this anyway.
I said that like such an old man. Sign up to be a Patreon. Are you guys playing the Game Boys? Today?
Did you hear the Patreon news?
No. Oh, the live stream thing. Yeah.
They're starting a live stream service.
Yeah, but it needs some context. So they're not planning on competing with Twitch or YouTube. They are planning to have a place for you to do private, like Patreon only streams. I mean, you could make them public.
It may not be great. The thing is, like, even when I stream, I'm like, you can pay $5 to Twitch, but they'll take half. I'm like, if you want to give me, make sure I get most of it. Like, I have my own Patreon.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like, it's like, for people who are principled about making sure the creator gets enough money, I'm like, just buy Twitch Turbo if you don't like ads. It blocks ads on all the channels, and then go sign up on Patreon to support your favorite creators if they have one, if you want them to get more of your money.
Yeah.
So if like they do streaming, I guess you go there for discovery, obviously, not to turn this into a big diatribe about streaming, but
Yeah, I think it's where it's going to benefit people most is when they are offering to their patrons a place where only that stream is available to them, a private streaming, basically, which will definitely help the sexy.
I'm just a big fan of Patreon in the sense that even though their rates have gone up, they are competitive. They're a downward force on all these other places charging you an arm and a leg, like taking
absolutely
of money from supporters.
Totally agree. That's why we're a big fan of ours. Sign up today, patreon.com/core show.
Yeah.
Got a plug from John, plug from me, and a plug from Beau. Beau plug. All right, where are we now? Oh,
Beau plug.
Joe. John, tell us about Blueprints so we can finally talk about this effing game. What's going on in that thing?
Yeah, let's talk about Blueprints, a game that Beau talked me into and hasn't played.
I bought it. I am an owner of it, but I didn't get to it.
This game is super cool. This game is awesome, and I can't stop playing it. It is like somebody has found a way, through magic and arcane science, to combine a puzzle narrative game into a roguelike. And the result of that is really cool. So the basic premise of the game is you have inherited a house. You've been tasked with finding a particular room in that house, which they've said, cannot be found. But they think you're up to the task to do it. And then you proceed into the foyer of this house in this estate. And as soon as you click a door, you get a list of 3 rooms that you can draft to turn into the next room that you go into. And each of these rooms have different properties. Most of the time, they are static properties. So for anybody that's concerned about like, oh, well, what if these clues disappear? Will I ever be able to see them again? Stuff like that. No. Like, if you pick the pantry, what's in the pantry will always be in the pantry for the most part. Sometimes it can have additional stuff, but if there's a note in there, that note is always going to be in there. So even if you end up losing something, there is a way to go back and see it again, although it may require some level of RNG to do so. But you have a couple items that you're trying to collect to help keep you going through the house. So there are keys, because eventually you will start getting to locked doors, which uses a key to proceed. There are gems, which are used as an expense to draft rare blueprints to be able to get into, certain rooms that might grant bigger, more beneficial features and things like that. And then there is currency, which there are some rooms where they flat out are stores and stuff like that, where you can spend gold to do certain things. All the while, you are uncovering a lot of stuff to read, puzzles to solve. I've been getting real good at math, thanks to a dartboard puzzle, which is all math-based. But it's very rewarding the way it does its puzzles. There was a room, and I guess mild spoiler, I'm not going to give away what the puzzle is, but I'll kind of talk a little bit about the thought process behind solving it. There was a room that had a safe in it, and in video games, most video games, when you see a safe, you go, okay, well, I'll keep exploring until I find 4 numbers in a document somewhere, and then I'll try that in the safe, and that should take care of it for me.
Sure, Resident Evil 101 business right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and the funny thing is I actually did find a note that basically said safe combination is, and that's not the safe combination to any of the safes. So it doesn't work that way. And I was like, man, I'm really not finding any of these safe combinations. Like, am I just picking the wrong rooms? There's a lot to wonder and kind of a curiosity around that. And I decided to kind of investigate the room a little more thoroughly. And using the context clues of the room, it didn't give me the answer, but it gave me information to where I had it, what I thought was a logical guess to what the answer could be. And I plugged it in and it worked.
Oh, wow.
And that felt more rewarding than solving a puzzle to, unlock a thing or something like that. The fact that it was like, hey, I think that this makes sense because of this. Maybe they went with this, making your own logic connection without the game spelling it out for you felt really rewarding on the puzzle front. I'm also continuously shocked at how much stuff looks like it doesn't matter and then ends up mattering in this game. And there's a bunch of different layers to the puzzle. It's not like there's one linear path that you're puzzling your way through. Because you're drafting these rooms, you might come to things in different orders. So there is a clue about how to determine safe combinations, but I had solved several of the safes before I got the clue on how to solve the safes. And it wasn't from cheating, it was just from figuring it out and inferring information in the environment. But sometimes there's multiple paths that lead to the same solution. And this game's really good at that. But in addition to having all the puzzles and all the narrative and all that stuff piled on top of it, it's just a fun, addictive game loop to go, how far can I get? You start to unlock little perks where it's like, okay, well, if you can get to the room outside of the room you're trying to get to, you can up your allowance, which is when you start the game, you get to have more money. And like at the beginning, you start with basically no money. And now I'm at a point where I'm collecting like 22 gold at the start of the day. And that's a lot. That basically means that if I get to the store, I can buy what I want. Yeah. Just by default with what I start the game with. So you do have a level of power progression as you go, as you unlock and solve more. But I also continue to be surprised because I think, well, I've blown the lid off this case. I've solved it. I figured out how to do this. Now we're at a new level. And then next thing you know, there's another layer to the onion and there's more stuff to solve and there's more to learn.
Well, let me ask you
this game.
Let me ask you a quick question. So
sure.
The roguelike part of it, I assume means that what is a losing state? Do you you can't go somewhere, you die? Like, what is the?
Yeah, you have basically there's two basically game over states for a run. One is you have used up all your ability to progress within the house.
Okay.
Either the doors are locked and you have no keys, all your doorways lead to nothing, which can happen because eventually there's an antechamber that you're essentially trying to get to, but they have sealed doors that you have to do certain conditions to open. And even once you're in there, it's not as easy as you get in there and then you beat the game. There's more steps to it.
So all the stuff that you did up to that point, though, are you given? Is it that? So I'll just use a dining room as an example. Let's say you've really thoroughly learned what the dining room has to offer in terms of puzzles or reasons to be there. You've sort of uncovered most everything that you need to do. Will your next time in a dining room be just quick work because you're like, well, I've already done this, so I just went through it?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
you
there
don't have
isn't
to solve any puzzles. And so I told you that safe combination that I figured out, right?
Yeah.
That's always the safe combination.
Okay.
Anytime I draft that room, I can go up to that safe, put in that combination, and get what was in it. Now, mostly it's a narrative thing that's in there, but there's a gem in there for currency's sake. So I know that if I draft that room, it's a free extra gem for me because I know the code. Just like the dining room, I don't have a lot to solve in the dining room, but I know that that's a free way to access food to give myself more steps, because that's the other fail state. Every time you go into another room, your step counter, which basically is fatigue, goes down by 1. And if you hit 0, your day ends. When a new day starts, you start back in that foyer and all the rooms are reset.
I get it. So,
but
all right,
the game does also have kind of a Dark Souls-esque. There's areas around the estate, and there are ways to permanently unlock access to certain areas around the estate, which give shortcuts, alternate routes, and other ways of doing certain things. So there is levels of permanence that you can unlock as well while you're going through the house.
And how much are you having to like make screenshots and notes on paper and shit like that?
So far, I have not taken any notes.
Okay.
I have taken screenshots, and I'm glad that I did.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been super necessary. But there have been certainly times where I've gone, ugh, what did it say? Where was that? I haven't done it. I haven't felt like I needed to do it, but I do kind of wish I had been doing it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's what I've been hearing a lot of in reviews, that you're better off. It's the kind of game you actually would do well if you took a minute and wrote stuff down, and if you saw something that seemed a little strange, get a shot of it because you might need it later, or, whatever, stuff like that.
Well, you look in the room and you're like, none of this, like, they just put a bunch of junk in here. Or even there's stuff that you go in and you're like, well, I don't know if this means anything. And then, 20 runs later, you've completely forgotten about your initial thoughts, and you uncover a puzzle and you go, oh shit, that thing that I've been ignoring every time I've been in one of these rooms suddenly means something.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a puzzle that I had no idea what it meant. I went in there and I was like, what the hell are they doing? Like, I kind of get what's going on. And I went back and I started checking old rooms, and sure enough, if I applied the logic of what I learned in that room to any room that I was in, I could come up with something, and then all of a sudden I wanted to go back and revisit a bunch of rooms to figure it out. Now, I wouldn't have had that information at the time. There's no way writing anything down would have prepped me for this. But this is a game where you see something and you go, huh, okay, maybe that's, maybe that's for layer, just to make this look this way. Most of the stuff in the game seems to serve some form of purpose.
Okay.
And so you would do well to at least make a note of it, at least think about it, keep it in the back of your mind. Because what might seem like set decoration might turn out to be like, oh, I went into a room and turns out this is extremely relevant.
It sounds rad. Beau, does this appeal to you at all, this kind of game?
I mean, it did. It does. Kind of no, actually. But I like playing the best of anything, and people have been raving about the game. So I hear it, and I'm like, I want to give this one a try. But as you can tell, I bought it, excited to play it, but I didn't play it. So I actually own it. I just haven't booted it up yet.
Haven't fired it up? I mean, how close would you compare this to, say, like an escape room, John, or like I don't know, maybe escape room's not the right thing. And Myst isn't exactly right either, but it's
not a direct puzzle game. Like, even the rooms that are more traditional puzzle, like, you solve them right then and there. Like, there's probably the most obvious one, so it won't feel like a spoiler. There's a room you go into that has 3 boxes and 1 key. You can only open one of the boxes. And so when you read the paperwork next to the boxes, it says, one of the boxes will always be true. At least one of the boxes will always be true. At least one of the boxes will always be a lie. And all of the gems are going to be in one of the boxes.
Right.
And then you read the statements of the boxes, and through what you learn based on the boxes, assuming at least one's true, at least one's a lie, you can kind of infer where the gems should be. You pick the right box and you get gems.
Okay.
So that's a puzzle, but it's all self-contained, and it's related to getting you an item. It's not related to overall what you're doing. So that's kind of where it feels a little bit more like Myst, where it's like, oh, I'm solving a direct puzzle. But it definitely feels like it has callbacks to Myst. In fact, it even leans very heavily into blue and red, which were big color schemes for Myst. But it's not really the same. Like, it's so different. It's not a walking simulator like Gone Home, where you're just going to be told a narrative. It's not a puzzle game where it's like, I have to learn the lineage of this entire family, like the root trees are dead, but that's in there and there's relevance to it. But that's not the game. It's not, it just kind of blurs the lines of all of these things into a really fulfilling game loop where your reward is, oh, I can do something now that I couldn't do before. Oh, I understand something that I didn't understand before.
I assume you can win, right? There's a way to win, ultimately.
Yeah, you got to get into the final room.
Okay.
I don't know how to do it yet.
All right. That's the fun, I suppose, is trying to find it.
Yeah, like, that's figuring it out. I know where it is.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get it.
Replayability with that kind of thing?
I've heard from people kind of talking around it that they have solved the main thing, but that they still feel compelled to go in and see some other stuff.
Interesting.
But I do think maybe once you've solved it, you might be done. But I'm like 20 some hours into the game and I haven't solved it yet.
Oh, wow.
Well, there's lots of games to play, so
yeah,
it makes sense. Yeah.
It's on Game Pass. I have no excuse. I just play it. I don't know why I'm not. I also own it.
Just play it.
Yeah.
Just see what you think of it. Do a couple runs and go, well, this is for me or not for me.
I think I have a false sense of like, this looks like a pain right now, or my brain, I don't know if my brain's ready to be all challenged or whatever. And I don't know why I've got that hang up. So I just need to try it.
It's not as challenging as it seems. Yeah. It's more like, there's very few times in the game where I've sat down and really, like Winnie the Pooh'd been like, think. I'm not doing that very often. It's more like I'm playing the game, and by playing the game and experiencing the game and taking in the knowledge it gives, I go, oh, I can do this. Like, there was a room in my house and I was like, there's the thing in this room and I don't know what to do about it. And I just kept playing around it and not thinking about it. And then I found a note that said, hey, the switch for this thing is on the other side of the wall. And I went, oh, I have to find a way to build a wall that aims at an empty wall so that there's a doorway, and that will give me what I need. So, like, it's stuff like that.
Okay.
You just kind of learn, and it evolves your gameplay as you go. Zamrod said in the chat, reminds me a little bit of Outer Wilds. Yes, there's a level of that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I've heard the comparison too. And I liked Outer Wilds. I don't know. I don't remember where I bounced off that. It was some I had a reason. Oh, I know what it is. I don't like timers. And this doesn't have really a timer situation, does it? Or does it?
Not exactly. You there are clocks, and it does keep track of time, but the fatigue and the quote unquote day is judged by how many rooms you go through. So
okay.
You have control over it. You know when your day is ending.
I like that. The clock, time I can control, and not just some clicking deadline. I hate that. Can't do it. That's just a me thing. So Outer Wilds, the classic, everyone thinks it is, I'm sure, but I just couldn't get through it. Well, I think you've convinced me. It looks great, and I think the tone is cool, and I like that art style a lot. So I think I need to play this. It seems neat. What else did you get up to this week?
So Dash Arkenstone, a big thank you to you. They gifted me The Last of Us Part 2 on PC, and being hyped about the show, I decided to load it up. I haven't done much. I haven't seen much, except, I was like, how's this going to run on the new computer? The answer is great, and it looks good, and I might be playing through The Last of Us Part 2 again, because, boy, I love it. But I'm at a weird part with that game where I started it, and you start in Jackson in wintertime, snow, my environment where I like video games.
Sure.
And I think that town and that vibe is so cool that I just don't want to leave. I'm like, look, I know what happens if I go out these doors.
Yeah.
What if I just stay here where you're having snowball fights and walking around town and watching the guy who did the music just chill with a cool dog? Like, what if I just did this?
You should do that on Red Dead 2, where everybody's dying in that horrible blizzard. But John's like, I don't want to go. This is great. Stay
Oh, I know. I'm like, what if we stayed here for the whole game? Everyone's complaining about it. I'm like, oh, it's so good. It's the best part.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I will say before I go into the other stuff I played, it's mostly been blueprints. Like, it's a game I can't put down. Even when I sit down and go, I'm going to play something else, I go, but surely I can just get another run in blueprints in. Just do one more run. And then during that run, I unlock some forbidden knowledge that means I got to keep going. The game pulled a real nasty surprise. I won't spoil it, but I found a piggy bank.
Oh, shit.
And it, I believe, has been accumulating money from every time I've been through a certain room. And you can break it open whenever you want, but there's a part of me that's like, well, when's the right time to break it open? And so it's just sitting there taunting me every time I go past it. I'm like, when do I break this open? It's got to have some decent money in it at this point.
It's probably worth mentioning too to listeners. If you're just listening to the show, you're not seeing any of this visually. The reason we keep saying blueprints with a weird emphasis on prints, it is literally like a royalty prince, color blue prince. And actually, I was going to ask you, is anybody blue and also a prince in this? Or are they all just, there's no...
There's a book in there called The Red Prince.
Oh, shit. Now we're in trouble.
There's also, I got to give him...
It's a misreference, probably.
Yeah.
White Prince is the real prince, dude.
Yeah. I got to give him credit, though. There is a book in there. It's a children's book about a bird that likes swimming in the ocean. And it's a really cute children's book, but it is like one of the most depressing books. And I read it to my wife. I was like, listen to this book. It's really sweet. It's all in a rhyming scheme it's about a bird that likes to swim, but all its friends are like, what are you doing? Birds fly. They don't swim. You're doing it wrong. And because his friends are disappointed in him, he decides he's not going to ever swim again. And, at the end, the bird's basically like, why does it feel like being brave is so depressing? Like, it's basically a sad story about giving up your dream because other people judged you for it. And I was like, they painted this as a children's book, but I feel like you read this to your kid's going to have depression.
I thought it was going to be like, birds don't live in the water. They die when they try to swim in the ocean or something like that. But.
Oh, no, not that depressing. Instead, it was more about like, hey, give up on your dream because people will judge you.
That's kind of dark.
That was the moral of the story.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah. So that book was cool.
Yeah.
That was about a bluebird. So I don't know how that relates to the Red Prince, but Yeah.
No.
The Red Prince was about a kid who really liked the color red.
But it's a really fun, and the main point is the whole thing is a play on words. So when we say Blue Prince, it's spelled like Prince and the color blue. But you're supposed to think blueprints, like these rooms are a part of a blueprint. That's the idea. I realize this sounds obvious to many of us, but I know there are people listening who are just, in fact, we got comments last week going, every time you said, I'm like, why are they saying blueprints so weird? And
yeah, because we're trying to emphasize what it's actually called.
Yeah.
So that when you search for it, you're not searching for blueprints. You're searching for blueprints.
Yeah. There are some games with blueprints in the name.
Like the Petit Prince.
It's not. Whoa, that was fancy. What was that? Quebecois?
It's French for the Little Prince. It's like the story, It's Petit Prince.
Man, my Quebecois neighbor is not very friendly.
In French, it would be Le Prince Bleu.
How come we
should call it Prince Bleu.
My neighbor's from Quebec. Why is he not nice to anyone? He's
your neighbor is a Quebecer.
Yeah. Yeah, he's very grumpy and is very He's very resistant to like getting to know anybody, wanting any help, wanting any come by with some cookies or anything. Like all the nice things Kim does, they're just like
it's
weird.
Oh, that's a little weird.
Yeah, they're only.
Why is he in Quebec? Is he married to an American?
You know what? At this stage, I think I can just say it because before I was trying not to be weird about it.
Is ICE going to come around him up?
No, nothing like that.
Okay,
nothing like that. He is. Although lately, I wonder if the hell they could pick me up. He's the head coach of our new NHL team, and they rent next to us or on our street.
Oh, that makes sense. So.
Yeah. And I think it's because they're losing so bad that maybe he doesn't want to make any strong ties because that usually means maybe you won't be around very long. I don't know.
Friends are friends. You don't go up to him and be like, "Hey, hockey coach."
No,
like, you don't.
No,
you don't like. You're not the type of person to like objectify a hockey coach and just be like make that his whole identity. You're a neighbor. Right?
Yeah, it's like people who say, "Why does Chris Metzen give you the time of day?" And my answer is because I don't treat him like everybody wants to treat him like some kind of game god. Just treat him like a guy who's got kids.
Treat him like a dude, and if you're going to be friends, you're going to be friends. If not,
you're not. Exactly. Yeah. So all we've tried to do is just be friendly with him. We go over there. It's like, hey, we made extra jambalaya. Here's a pot. Thank you. And shuts the door. It's like they're just really like. Oh my
gosh. I would love if somebody brought me jambalaya.
You brought them jambalaya.
Sure.
And they said thanks and shut the door?
Yeah, just very brief with everything. Very. Like when their dogs are outside, I'll wave and go, hey, how's it going? They're like, I know they're seeing me. And it isn't just us, by the way. Nobody's been able to kind of crack this egg in the whole neighborhood. And I feel like if the quote unquote Utah Hockey Club, because we don't have a good name yet, if we were winning games, I think it might be different. But because
I don't know. Some people are just kind of like that because I feel like we might have that reputation in our neighborhood.
Mm.
And a big part of that is because like we
don't like people,
I don't know, like it's not about other people. Like I'm fine with other people, but I don't know, I don't like to feel seen when I'm out and about. Like I'm uncomfortable in my own skin in general.
Yeah,
so people acknowledging that I exist is weird for me.
I get it.
So as soon as somebody interacts with me, I'm already in an off-put position because I'm like, well, I don't want to interact with. Why are you looking at me?
Yeah.
Like, and you can't help but put off a kind of like distance vibe. But we tried. I mean, we met all our neighbors. We gave them our phone numbers. That worked out great because it turns out people will sometimes just put random dogs in other people's yards.
Oh, right.
So having phone numbers for your neighbors is a good idea. Everybody should go out and meet your neighbors at least. Mm-hmm. But we imagined a lot more social activity than what there's been, and I don't know if that's us or I don't know if that's them, but it could be us.
Does your French neighbor, like, do you hear them speaking in French a lot? Or, like, because sometimes if they're there to do hockey, maybe they'd rather not live there. They don't love it there. They'd rather be back home. I don't know if that's part of it too.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Like
I can't. So this guy's a coach, so I can't imagine he's antisocial to the degree where he doesn't want to be seen.
No, because he's if you've watched any hockey games,
person. If you're coaching people,
if you're watching any hockey, any NHL hockey this season, he's very coachy, and he's just like a coach.
Yeah, and I mean they got to be like bristly, right? Like you're yelling at put the puck in the net. Mods is the terrible hockey player. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get that fucking puck in the net. Shoot on the net.
Shoot. Yeah, it's not. It's
Shoot
just
the puck.
we're not winning. We're not really having a winning season.
That's all they're yelling. That's all coaches do.
Our inaugural season has not been the best, but all of that aside, we're just
we'll just building. So I can't imagine. No, it's not the performance of their hockey team. There's something else going on. Yeah. Maybe they're just a little scared. Like maybe as a Canadian, even before all this other stuff. I go to the States and I'm like, am I going to see guns? Like I'm never fully at ease.
I get it.
My time in the States, even though you guys are very nice and put me at ease. Yeah. Just the general reputation.
I get it.
Of how freewheeling you guys are with the old AR-15s and all that. I'm just like, I'm never fully at ease, maybe just from the myth of what you hear, so.
Yeah. And then I have to say, around Christmas, they seemed a little more amenable. And I'll admit, I'm going to go ahead and admit it. My original goal was, hey, if we get to know these people and they like us, maybe occasionally a ticket will fall in my lap just to go to the game. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, it'd be a good perk.
But all we really, truly, what we want at this point is just we want them to have good neighbors, and we're there if they need us, and if they need a dog sitter or there's a problem and they're not home and we can go help shut the water off. We'd be happy to do it.
I wish I could give you good advice on how to approach it, because as a francophone, if I was in that situation, I could just toss a few French words over, and I think that might go a long way, right?
Yeah.
Not saying they'll be my best friend, but
yeah.
Francophones, French people do appreciate when you speak French to them, particularly English people, and not just Americans. I'm talking Canadians too, because everyone's like, French is so hard. And it is kind of challenging, but they hear that all the time, so nobody bothers learning French, even though in this country it is an official language.
I know francophone is not a slur, but it always sounds like one to me.
Well, anglophone is the other thing. It deracializes.
Yeah. But it's like, hey, that guy over there, what's his deal?
Is
he's
you are an
francophone
English speaker.
Yeah.
It doesn't. You're not like an English person.
Yeah. It always throws me when I hear it, though. I always feel like it's mean, but I know it isn't. Well, all right.
I mostly say in French because I say francophone, anglophone. It's more. It makes more sense from a French. It's the exact same word, but you just say it fancy.
Nice.
It's francophone.
Francophone.
A francophonie.
It's a hot dog full of fun. John, WorldBox God Simulator, a game that I've eyeballed for a long time. I don't know why I have interest in this. It is wish listed for me, and now maybe you can tell me why. Or have you even cracked it open?
I haven't played a ton of it. A big thank you to Tanner for getting it. It was a discussion in our Discord. A bunch of people got excited about it because it seemed silly. It does seem silly. I've gotten in it. I've goofed around, but I swear I'm cursed with this game. Every time I've tried to do anything in this video game, somebody has come in immediately and needed my attention for an emergency. So I've logged, I think, something like 5 minutes over 4 attempts to play the game.
Oh, wow.
And as soon as I start messing with it, somebody's just like, I need you, or Dad, or John, I need you. It just every time. But it seems like the kind of thing where if you ever built a city in SimCity and then just turning disasters on and watching chaos erupt, this seems like the game for you. It's a little world simulator, bunch of little civilizations and kingdoms kick up, and you have the ability to mess with them, build more land, destroy land, build an army of crabs to go attack them, make cities hate each other, and watch the war play out. It's very sandboxy. It is an early access game, and it is the first early access game I saw that featured the new Steam warning that they give for early access, which was nice. So they make a note on this game, and here's a note to you, the audience, hearing about it. The last update made by the developers was over 22 months ago. So the information and timeline described by the developers may no longer be up to date. So it is a little bit of a warning that while people who have played this seem to like it, it seems like there's a lot of cool stuff to do with it. Please note, it is an early access game that seemingly has not had updates for almost 2 years now. So
that seems like a thing that needed some addressing, because a lot of early access games go into eternal mode and don't finish or whatever. And the only way you find out is you check back in and you see the reviews are super negative all of a sudden. You're not sure why. You're like, that game's pretty good. Why are the reviews so bad? It's all like, they haven't updated anything. Vaporware, abandonware. Burp, burp, burp. So this, I guess, will give buyers more knowledge before they plop down their early access money. That's probably good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a thing to keep in mind as we talk about it, because I don't think it's insanely expensive. It doesn't really feel like a game. It's more just like a sandbox to mess with and stuff like that. But if you are thinking of checking it out with the hopes of it being more than it is, just be aware it doesn't look like they've updated it for a while. So
Nice.
That's something to keep in mind too. Beyond that, I am still playing Ghost of Tsushima. Love that. I just made a new character in Baldur's Gate 3 because of the new patch, but I haven't seen anything new. I haven't leveled up to pick the right college for old Stanley Billings yet. And I started playing a little Cyberpunk 2077 because if you're going to get a new computer, you should probably play Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's the new Quake 3 of its generation, where I remember Quake 3 was always used for new PCs to see how good they looked. It was like, oh yeah, look how good that looks. And now that's what you do with Cyberpunk. I have a question for you. It's a trivia question that I'm going to ask you about Last of Us, and then we're going to throw it over to Beau. So here it is.
Okay.
Here we go. What is multiple choice? What is the name of the group that Abby is affiliated with? Is it A, the Fireflies, B, Seraphites, C, the WLF, short for the Washington Liberation Front, or D, Fedra, Ferdra? What do you think?
Well, it's a little bit of a trick question because she's with the Fireflies initially, but after the events of the first game, they relocate to Seattle and join the WLF.
All right, let's see if you are correct. It says correct. Abby is part of the WLF, a militant group based in Seattle. I'll give you one final bonus one. Ellie is immune to the cordyceps infection. True or false?
Yes.
Meaning true?
It's kind of the premise of the game.
It's the entire point of the game. Yes. That is a terrible question. This trivia sucks. I'm closing it up.
This is easy trivia questions.
Yeah. Worst trivia ever.
But
nice job, though. Nailed it.
Yeah.
In both cases.
I mean, you could make an argument maybe that Abby wasn't a part of the Fireflies, but she was definitely hanging out and affiliated with them before the WLF.
Yeah.
So it's kind of both.
Which tells me they got another problem with their stupid poll or their stupid trivia. They weren't thinking very well about that distinction, because they probably should have said later in the game she's affiliated with, or left the Fireflies for whom, or something like that.
Yeah.
This is bad questions. All right, moving on.
Was a Firefly for sure.
Indeed. Hey, Beau, played Dreamhaven's Wildgate invite play test. I am dying to hear about this. How'd it go?
Yeah, so I signed up over at dreamhaven.com, which I think they're pretty open with it, but I got in pretty quick. The Wildgate play test invitational, which I think finished yesterday, and played their new big game Wildgate, where we said it looked like Sea of Thieves, but in space. So, I would say it's not that much like Sea of Thieves at all, because Sea of Thieves...
Sorry, I didn't expect that. Go ahead.
No, Sea of Thieves, you're out in the ocean doing exploration and missions, and this is, from what I played, maybe there'll be other modes and business in there. It's basically, there's 5 teams. You have a ship, yes, and you can fly that ship around and get off the ship and do things, but it plays more like a match.
Okay.
So basically the match is fine. There's a map full of fog of war that you can't see very well in.
Sorry, this ship was called Jalapeno and it made me laugh.
Yeah. It's okay. So the game's good. The game's really good. Basically, you and your crew have a ship. There's 4 other ships fighting you, competing for an artifact. Find the artifact and then leave through the wild gate. That's how you win.
Not an extraction shooter, though, right? They were not extracting anything.
You're extracting the artifact, but no, you don't get items and carry them with you. Everything's contained within the match.
Okay.
So it's a team-based game where 5 teams, a crews of 4. If you're solo, you'll get schlepped in with randos, which is what happened to me.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But basically, you and your 3 teammates pilot a ship. And if your ship blows up, you die. You're out of the match. So there's ship-to-ship combat. One person flies the ship, and other people can mount. There's turrets all over it. But the main game loop is when you start, you're not like fighting other players right away. You are doing like almost the MOBA thing where you find like these asteroids and platforms and you go shoot enemies, like robot controlled enemies. And when you clear a zone, you get upgrades for yourself and for your ship. So you can upgrade your turrets. You can get fuel cells to power your ship and put upgrades. You can get enemy tactical things. You can put bombs on other ships. And you can also force other ships to move in bad directions by attaching turbines to them and letting them rip. Okay. And so, like, there's a whole bunch of mechanics around, like, messing with the enemy ship, protecting your ship, and also getting, like, interesting items like when you leave your ship, you're in space and you have a limited amount of oxygen. Mm-hmm. And going places is pretty quick, but it's even quicker if you're just carrying, like, a turbine. So you get this like big like jet engine, and then you can travel through space. But you got to collect turbines from these as pickups, and then you go into your ship. You drop everything into your ship. Another awesome feature, because it's sci-fi. Getting back to your ship isn't like, oh, I got to get back to your ship. You can just Star Trek teleporter back to your ship anytime.
Oh, no matter where you are, or what you're doing.
No matter what, you're anywhere in space. You can just press like T, I think it is, just teleport back to your ship.
Okay, and
defend it. Or just get back there because it's too inconvenient to get back. You flew too far, or they left without you. You can always get back to your ship anytime. So I'm like, so it's like it's got that little bit of that Blizzard, like, oh, they took a genre and like all the pain points of a game like this are just like not in here at all. Like, and it's fun. And it is immensely fun. It's character based, so kind of like Overwatch. You pick your characters. And you get your like guns, I guess. It didn't really seem to have abilities or ults, though. It's not like a MOBA where you have like, it's just what you look like, and I think it's the guns you have potentially.
I heard you say hero shooter like or Overwatch like, and I had to cut to John just to make sure he's doing okay.
I was wondering why I popped up. I was like, hello.
Totally
well, it is. You just do play as characters that have voices and personalities and stuff, you know, like, but it's not. There wasn't any like, oh, press E to do this and save for your ultimate. Like, you just have a gun 1 and gun 2. Like, that's it. Most of what you're doing in the game is stuff you pick up, items you pick up, or, you know, if your ship's on fire, you have a multi-tool, you can ice the fire. And if you need to, you can overload the generator, so you can sneak on a ship and overload their generator. So you can also shut down the overloading. It's fun. I had a great time with it. I don't know how much more is planned to put in, but like, it's dope. It's Sea of Thieves is like, oh, I got to go adventure, find treasure, and make sure I bring it back to my place. This is just like, okay, drop in for a Wildgate match, and it's just kind of fun. Not that I hate Sea of Thieves. It's just one of the pain points of Sea of Thieves is like the amount of friction it takes to like get to adventure. Now they do have a PvP mode, which I haven't really tried. Maybe that's very popular and is the best of it. But like, you know, this was just very much play. And,
so the solo experience on this
combat's fun. Like sometimes some people are shooting turrets and you're piloting, but then I'm also like, well, everyone's got a turret. I guess I'll just go and board the enemy ship and like I poke my head in and just take out their guys while they're fixing things. And it was fun. It's just fun. I just had a great time.
This looks really cool. I think I do want to play
when you get a grappling hook, which you don't have to hit something to grapple. Like obviously you can, but it just helps. You know, space is like you can float any direction.
Yeah.
So rather than have a booster, you have a grappling hook that anchors into just a point in space and then pulls you, and then you keep going super fast in that direction. So if you like aim it bad, you'll like miss the enemy ship, and you're like, gosh dang it, and you gotta teleport back and try again. But it doesn't feel bad. It just, you know, feels like got to get better at it.
This seems really cool. My question is there any solo play at all? It sounds like no. It sounds like, well, other than with
no. I mean, who knows if they'll put other modes in or whatever. Like, I don't know what the full scope of the plans are. So that would be the only downside, is just like, I'm playing with a bunch of randos who actually weren't that bad. Like, you know, things were getting done, but there was clearly a team of 4 players playing, and we held out pretty strong against them, but like, it was us mostly defending, like, because we fought some other ships and even took one out of other randos, and it wasn't disorganized players are disorganized players, right? But like, the organized players definitely had a huge edge on us, and we ended up losing that. You know, and I always felt like I lost a match because like an organized ship was in the pod. So
I'm
you know, but I was playtesting, so You know, this might be like do I have 4 players available? Then let's play some Wildgate. It's fun, and don't play solo. I don't know. I don't know. But like, just the shell of the game, what it is, I really like it actually. So
is it a free to play thing? Do we know, or a paid for game? Or
I don't think we know. I don't. It looks like it's going to be designed for free to play with cosmetics for your heroes kind of thing. There is like already unlocked like freemium unlock tracks. You get experience for your match, and depending on which story you select, you open up chapters. I don't know what that means, but that gives you like new skins and new guns. Like you can load out your characters with different guns. So just because you're playing like one of the characters doesn't mean you have to use their 2 guns. You'll unlock other options for the character as well. So I don't know, and like I was a little like down on the art style being too colorful, and it isn't a dark space game, which is my preference. However, like the fact that it's very colorful means like I find the game very readable, moment to moment, and doesn't look bad. It looks fun, so I like it.
All right, John,
it's got a style that I'm like, oh, this is when you say marathon, like this is the look I'd expect from a Bungie game. Like it's just big characters, good colors, but I like it. Like I'm big props to Wildgate.
Okay, sweet. I'm looking forward to it. John, does this intrigue you at all? You've heard all the, comparisons, the possible hero shooter adjacency, these sorts of things. Any of this look good?
A little bit. I think the problem for me right now is it's so hard for me to plan game time just on my own terms that the idea of trying to do coordinated gameplay, it just seems crazy. Yeah. And it's not going to be my life forever, but right now that's my life now.
Yeah.
There is no viable, in my opinion, ability to play a game like this solo. Like the idea of going in and joining randos and getting frustrated at random people that I get match made with, it doesn't sound fun. I'd rather use that time for a million other things.
Yeah.
So in a world where it's hard to schedule and find scheduled time, and the play by yourself experience isn't going to be ideal, I just want to play something else. Yeah. But I think that's a me thing. I think the conceit of the game seems interesting and cool, and it seems like something that I would be interested in playing.
Yeah.
I just can't ever think of a ability in the near immediate future where playing this is possible.
Sure.
No.
I definitely want to
figure
give it a
out
shot
at some point. I mean, I don't know if it'll be another 10 years from now when your kid graduates from college or whatever. But like,
I'll be dead.
The 3 of us need to play this Wildgate, and we'll get another one. Like Jocelyn really likes Sea of Thieves. I'm sure she.
Oh, she would eat this up. I'll bet she'd love this.
Yeah, I think it's more intense version of Sea of Thieves. I think she'd like it though, or we get Dunaway or
Dunaway would play this.
What's Hakito up to? Whatever. I think if we can find a 4th.
Yeah, all these dorks will play.
I don't know. This game's I think going to be really good. And playing this game, I've it's raised my hopes for Sunderfolk as well. I'm just like, oh man, Sunderfolk, I think
so. For
it's gonna be pretty fun.
Pretty good showing then for Dreamhaven so far. They've got how many other games do they have because there's a few others they haven't shown yet, right?
So if we're talking about this is not publishing. This is their
own thing.
Their things, right? So. I think we know about Wildgate, Thunderfolk. I think Linked is a publishing thing. I think these are the 2 games that we know that are first party.
Okay.
The other one's Mechabellum, Linked, and those are the publisher deals. But
that's cool. Yeah. I'm very excited about all of them. I think.
Look at
this!
Wildgate was fun. I liked it.
I bet you guys are doing a lot of this, putting out fires and shit in your ship.
Yeah, and there's ships have hard points, right? I just saw one. Hard points are you can get all kinds of devices in these PvE areas that you install in hard points. Oh, probing's a big thing in this game.
Hello. Yeah.
So you can remote control probes to go and find the enemy teams, to find the artifacts, stuff like that, and you increase your sensor range just by getting things for hard points. There's this whole there's interesting things to do with the ship and upgrading it and stuff with gear, and then using that gear to do things. And I just kind of hope that there's more than what's in the game, but it's an early alpha thing, so I assume we'll see, more items and more cool shit in the future. It's awesome. I remember that doorway. I shot someone by poking into that door. And there's different ship types. So one of the unlocks too is ship types. So it's like FTL where it's not always the same ship you're on. You can like pick from different ship types. It's cool, man. It's a cool game. Great, like a good execution on maybe a genre we've seen in some shape or form potentially, but I think there's enough unique here that it's. I think I just like that it's a match. It's like you're going to be in for 30 minutes to an hour. It's not like some slog or, I like the match based of this.
Sure. Cool. What'd you think of RuneScape Dragonwilds? That's all I'm hearing about lately from everybody.
It came out of nowhere yesterday. I didn't even know this existed.
Mm-hmm.
And it got an instant purchase from me for bullshit reasons. Because it says RuneScape on it, and I immediately think I don't want to buy this or play this.
Not a RuneScape
not
guy.
Because RuneScape's bad, but because I hear things like I spent 2,000 hours upgrading my woodworking skill, and I'm like, keep me away from this. It's like a terrible thing to get hooked into. I'm sure it's fun, and it's a game.
Had more players than any other MMO, including WoW. They're massive,
apparently, and like is not responsible, but is another example of how like there's a whole classic branch. The more people play the classic version than the upgraded version.
That's right.
That's old school RuneScape. Anyways, I know enough about RuneScape to not play it, basically.
Yeah.
And so there's this game, RuneScape Dragonwilds. I see it in the top sellers list I'm like, oh, it makes sense. It's RuneScape Dragonwilds, and I just get curious. I'm like, well, is it an expansion? And then all I see, I scroll down. It's like a co-op survival game, and I'm like, okay, I see them cutting trees, and it looks like they're doing a bit more with the trees than just hit the tree and it goes invisible and ends in your inventory, which I appreciate. The comments are all like, it's Valheim. I'm like super, I'm super hard into Valheim again right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this thing like, it's Valheim. It's called RuneScape. It's like got like their aesthetic on it, but it's essentially Valheim. And I watched some gameplay and see like, yeah, it looks just like Valheim combined with some Enshrouded, which is Enshrouded is a game I'm also interested in. I've just been waiting. I might start playing that soon.
Yeah, it's getting some good patch stuff lately, and I think they're moving along with that one. But
so the price point was right. It's like $30-ish or so, and I'm like, all right, to hell with it. This is like right up. Not only is it up my alley, but the Valheim branch of these games is like up my alley. So I wanted to try it and see. I haven't played too much, but it feels like a cuter version of Valheim. Like, I don't think this is going to dethrone Valheim. I'll just say that. You're not buying a better game than Valheim. However, if you enjoy this kind of game, I think I will play it. It's, when you chop a tree down, it doesn't disappear. It falls on the ground. You continue chopping it. Love it. It has tree mechanics. But they're still not as good as Valheim tree mechanics. Like in Valheim, you'll plant like 15 trees in a pile and cut one down, and they'll all knock each other down. This crazy like catastrophe of tree cutting. Like Valheim really takes pleasure in the everyday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the game where when you load into the world, which you're just showing that right now, there's an NPC talking to you right away, and then there'll be another NPC and another NPC, and I'm like, that vibe is just different. It's not the Valheim vibe. People explaining things to you all the time and having quests and shit.
Sure.
So, but did I enjoy the amount I played? Yes. Am I going to go back and play it more? Yes. I think it's probably going to be a pretty good game. The only bad thing is because it's an early access. I think they released it with a lot of missing content. So comparing this game to today's Valheim, Valheim's been in early access for 3 or 4 years now. They've added a lot. Well, a lot, but it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
So I sort of expect this game to go through a pretty big development cycle as well, because Jagex since old school RuneScape, have been known for being very community oriented with their feedback and development path. So I think that's going to be the case with this game. So it's one to watch. Just because I'm not singing its praises now doesn't mean this couldn't actually be, really great entry in this genre later.
Is it bad that I wish their MMO looked like this? Because I love the way this looks. I love the style.
No, it's not bad at all. I mean, their MMO, looking at it has been the hugest turn off whenever I've just been like, what's this RuneScape about? I see one frame of it and I go, yeah, no, I'll pass.
Yeah, it's so ugly, but this thing is beautiful. Like I would play an MMO that looked
the
like
game
this.
looks good. It does look good. It looks modern. It's not really like a game that feels old school visually anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. And so the eating, there's no starving mechanics in this. It's Valheim. So the way eating works in Valheim is you have 25 health.
Yeah.
And the only way to increase your health and your stamina is to eat better and better foods as you get better and better.
I'm sorry. Can I just hold on a second? This guy looked like he was defiling the water.
He did.
Watch this.
I looked up just in time to see that, and I was like, "What is he doing in the water?"
That ain't right. That is just. They need to work on that one. That's put that on the list because whoo. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. That just threw me.
Jacked it into the lake.
Yeah, dude. Lake run of a sort.
It can get worse. It's a lake jack.
Lake Jack. Oh boy.
We got a new term, everybody.
That's good stuff.
Anyways, so it's decent. Have I played 100 hours?
Moral of the story: it's decent.
It's decent.
Have I played 100 hours and can recommend it? Yay or nay? No. Basically, I would say this: if you don't have Valheim and you're trying to decide between the two, Valheim is the priority, better game. If you have Valheim and want another one like Valheim, then seems like it's a great pickup so far. So
I'm waiting for Dune. Yeah. The Dune game's what I want the most. If it's
same.
good, I hope it's good. Who knows if it'll be good.
Sorry, I'm coughing a lot. I'm running out of drink.
Running out of drink. Ooh, look at your fancy British cup.
But hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, I'm in England, as indicated by my British cup.
The Union Jack. Hello.
Actually, my mom's cup. She loves English stuff.
Oh yeah. Never share your cup. Don't have other people use your cup. Oh wait, that was in gym. Anyway, continue on.
We put it in the dishwasher, so it's fine.
But, it's fine.
What I wanted to say about it was the great thing about these games is like Valheim's still not out and Shrouded's still not out. Like they're all games that are like, I bought them in 2020 and I'll get to play them in 2025. It's almost like farming games, like imagine you have a garden and you put like your Contra box in the ground and then you can play it 5 years after the Contra box is sprouted into a Contra plant.
Sure. Okay.
Like that's what it feels. I have so many games like that I bought in early access that are not released.
Yeah. So
like this is like early access, released 2025. It means in 2028 is when I'll play this game from beginning to end. Like that. So whatever, it's good now, but I don't need to play it because it's early access. So.
Understood. Well, we'll check in on it again later down the road, see how it's still going. Yeah. If it's still, I mean, I know right now there's a lot of streaming, a lot of stuff happening. That'll all calm down as they always do, and we'll see if it has staying
These big
power.
Early accesses, their streaming heyday is typically at launch.
Yeah.
If they go 1.0, sometimes they get a resurgence. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they quietly release and no one gives, the streaming sphere doesn't care that much. So
no.
Here's what it is.
There it is. Tell me more about Dragonstorm. Oh, this is Magic. This is what you're up doing all night.
Yeah, this is Magic the Gathering. So, all past couple of days, I've been playing a lot of Valheim, which is not much to talk about. I'm just, farming silver and stuff. But
yeah,
I was getting into Magic a bit. Remember, I was like, I like this Aether Drift set. I've been playing Arena. I was gonna go do some live events, but I got sick like twice, and as you can tell, I still have a cough. Like I have a dry throat. It's like I'm 2% sick, but that 2% is annoying and it's not going anywhere and it's lasting forever and it's just irritating as shit.
That's where I've been, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. But so I haven't gone to do any paper Magic, but I'm like, so there's this new set that released called Tarkir Dragonstorm. And it just so happens, so Tarkir is like a Magic setting, right? It's this kind of Mongolian volcanic realm that is known for like dragon hunters and dragons.
The Mongols again, man. If I haven't had enough of their shit.
It's the
like
Mongols.
I know.
So it's that art vibe where it's like there's some sick ass art in this. I like wanted to show this to you guys, so I'm just gonna post like this. The Flamehold Grappler,
All right,
is awesome. So check this shit out.
all right. Let's see what we got here. Whoops, I'm in the wrong deal. There we go. Oh wow.
So they've got it's the Flamehold Grappler, and I just love like she's got the martial arts stance, but she's got like 4 grapple firearms in the back. Like
she's monkey as hell.
The card just has like first strike, and I can copy a spell. Like that's all you're gonna see. There's an alternate art of her too, but like it's like the art in this set is just incredible. Here's Sage of the Skies. He's awesome, but it's also full of dragons.
Here he is. Sorry, I pulled the wrong image. It's Ben Grimm,
I pulled
guys.
that picture too because I love the way the suit fits on him.
I do
the
too.
The pants
I actually am very excited about his look in general. I think they're going to kill it.
Yeah, he's the most exciting thing about Fantastic Four. But yeah, there's these awesome so there's like a monk group, but there's also a more like rugged dragon hunter group that has more of that Mongolian army vibe. Like it's like. But they're like, they live in a world full of dragons, and the set has a ton of dragons as well. So like the art is just kind of out of this world, and it's all cool shit. Because even for Magic standards, there's been like detective sets and cowboy sets and like scary sets, and it's like actually just cool to have some fantasy ass dragons and dragon hunters. Like it's just not just for me, but like actual Magic players are just like out of nowhere. This set is like everyone's favorite thing in the universe. Like they just kind of nailed it. And I play a lot of limited, and the limited, the draft format has been incredible. Simply because there's a ton of I know if you don't play Magic, this is gonna not be very meaningful to you, but there's a lot of archetypes that you can draft into in this one. It's possible to do 5-color dragons in draft, and finding ways to get there and put that puzzle together in draft is really fun. But all of the tricolor strategies are viable. There's really great 2-color strategies as well, but like normally a draft is like you pick 2 colors, get the best creatures and some removal, and just go. It's not basic, but it's definitely like less interesting as it has been. So I drafted like I think 10 drafts on Arena between today and yesterday. And like I got pretty not lucky, but like I had some beginner's luck drafting dragons, just 5 colors, which is like a hard thing to do because you're asking a lot of your mana base to draft into 5 colors and win reliably. But I went 7-1, like I won like the full stretch, and then 6-1, and I was doing really well, and then I ranked up to silver rank, and then the opponents got tougher, so I haven't been doing as good. But still it's like really fun, and like with the harder opponents, you're trying to get better and better at drafting. I just been like done a draft run, and I'm like, you know what, I want to draft a new deck and try again. And the set is like, if you're a Magic player right now and you like drafting and haven't played or whatever, this is like the best set in like, this isn't me saying it, because I haven't played Magic in any serious capacity since probably I played when Arena first came out. So however many years ago that is.
It's been a while. At least
I was playing a lot. I have a lot of, I don't remember what set it was.
I can't remember when that came out. 2020.
Yeah,
19, 20?
Arena. Hang on.
Wait, no, Arena. I always get it mixed up with the one that existed before. Is this the old one that's
it came out in 2023?
Oh shit! It was in
that
alpha.
Doesn't feel right. It must have. Oh, that's on Steam. It was out before that.
Yeah, and there was a beta period that opened.
It was like, I think there was a Ravnica set or something like that. A Return to Ravnica, maybe something like that. But I played it somewhat at that time. But very serious playing was like 2010. I haven't played in, a really serious capacity, and I've been playing this like it's my life's dependent on it. This set is like,
maybe it is
pretty phenomenal. The draft's like environment's pretty phenomenal. So, anyways, I played a lot of Tarkir Dragonstorm the past couple of days.
Nice.
And it's fantastic.
Way worse ways to spend your time than that. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And Final Fantasy comes out in June. John, don't bother going to any of the stores. It's pre-ordered like out its butthole everywhere. So like
Final Fantasy what?
Yeah, I figured me learning in the Final Fantasy set was doomed when they were like, John, pre-orders are there. And I was like, well, I'll look at it. And already everything was sold out. I was like, okay.
Everything's sold out 6 ways to Sunday.
What are we talking about?
Yeah. The Final Fantasy Magic: The Gathering.
Oh,
cards.
Sorry, I knew that was
coming
coming.
in. They're coming out in June. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's because I went to some local stores to ask about it because I'm like, oh man, I want to get some. And yeah, they're pre what they've been given to budget as a pre-order has been sold out. So
yeah,
and yeah, there's going to be an Avatar: The Last Airbender set at some point. So just looking at ththese monk cards is kind of like a preview of what's to come.
Well, there you have it.
But yeah, no, the art in this one's phenomenal, and the draft. Like, I just love the theme.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
it's good stuff. All right, we're gonna do some correspondence.
That's a good question.
And there's a couple of quick ones. We got a voicemail came to us at 10hams.com, and it says this about playing a mech game.
Hey, Cords Toger. 2 episodes ago, you guys all mentioned you had Mechabellum. I got it. I've been loving it, been playing it, and wow, what a tease. No one played it this week, so I'm hoping you guys play it next week. I'm really thinking it's going to be right up Beau's alley. Very StarCrafty, but I can see him getting into the down and dirty with comps and counters and all the really in-depth stuff this game has. Hope to hear from you guys. Thank you.
All right, so
like cops and boners.
Cops and boners.
Yep. Cops and boners.
Yeah. Comps. I think you meant like, comp like composition.
Comps.
And what was boners? Comps and I don't know what the other one was. Comps and something else. Anyway, he thinks you're going to get into the meta, really, is what he's saying. And I did play.
What was the name of the
some
game
of it.
again?
Mechabellum.
Mechabellum.
Yeah, Mechabellum.
I own it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got in and played. I just didn't play enough to really talk about it, but I can tell already that thing is going to be a deep dive. It's going to be good. It's not just simply an auto battler. There's like a lot to it. So I just haven't had time yet, but we all have it now, and now it's just a matter of time before we play it. Another published by the fine people at Dreamhaven.
It's on Beau's video game Netflix, Beauflix.
Yeah, Beauflix. So I need to order. Do I have to return? I think I never returned my copy of Repo Man to Beauflix. So sorry about that.
Did you end up having to pay $99?
No, because now I've let you know, so probably they'll come after me. I should have probably shut up about it. Anyway,
statute of limitations on
on Netflix returns,
on rental returns.
I have one, and I joke, but I actually have Repo Man in the Netflix envelope in that box over there, and I forgot to return it.
Repo Man or Repo Men?
Men.
This is
Men is the sequel.
Men. No, it's not. They're not connected at all. Repo Men, I think. Shit.
There's a movie with Emilio Estevez and Harry Dean Stanton called Repo Man.
Yeah, we saw that for FilmSack, and I think that might be actually what I have. I can't remember, but it's 10 years, 12 years late. Like,
did you ever watch it?
No, that's the funny thing is we saw it for FilmSack, but I watched it streaming. And that was just that like late last year we saw that. So I originally rented it to see it. I can't even remember why. And it was like 2007 or 8 or something. It's still here.
I don't remember what the last thing I returned to Netflix was. It was one of those things that it lived in the envelope and got put in drawers. And I remember being so excited that I could return it.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I found it finally. Like I was moving. It's like, I found it. I can just send it back to him, but I should have paid attention to what it was.
Yeah, I don't know either. And I'm kind of glad I have it. And they've never come after me because now I can just have this old relic and it's kind of cool. But
yeah,
I do feel a little bad just because, well, whatever. I pay them a lot of money.
It is the Emilio Estevez movie, right?
Yes. Yes. I think that's what I have. And it wasn't very good, by the way. It's not a great movie. I'll just say that.
Well, the Boston Herald says the saltiest, sweetest, most sublimely sleazy tickle. If it doesn't convulse you with belly laughs, you're a stiff.
I think that's
All
insane.
Caps, the most astonishing feature film debut since Steven Spielberg's.
Why is this like a weirdly erotic review of Repo Man?
Yeah, what is going on?
I don't know. This is like I'll show
talking
you
about tickles and stimulating and.
Yeah, this is weird. Who wrote it? Beau Schwartz.
The Boston Herald.
Oh. Beau Schwartz, Esquire. All right, here's a text.
Oh, there's a wrestler called Repo Man? Wait a second.
Yeah,
they're
there was
all-
a wrestler
that
called
makes
Repo
sense.
Man. He was a great concept too. The idea was he was going to repossess your titles.
Oh, I actually kind of like that. So you'd say,
Yeah, it's perfect logic. His job is to take your stuff. You have a belt, he's
Yeah.
going to take it.
I like it. That's pretty good. So Repo Man is also a film, 1984. No, that's the one. What is Repo Men? Is there one?
The sequel where there's more than one.
See, now I don't think there is Repo Men. 2010.
They mostly
Man
come
is
out at
God.
night, mostly. Like
I
that
was
one.
thinking of
Here it is. It's 2011 with
Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker.
Jude Law, Forrest Whitaker, and Alice Braga. Never even heard of this thing.
You never heard of Repo Man? It was the reverse for me. I heard of Repo Man, but not Repo Man.
It's got RZA and freaking Liev Schreiber in it, and it seems like it might be all right.
Yeah, it's probably decent. I watched it. I remember enjoying it enough. Couldn't tell you if it was good, but I remember enjoying it.
Is it a future-y thing? Has it got these tattoos on them?
Yeah, it's sci-fi.
For any price, any organ in your body can be replaced, but it can also be repossessed. I kind of want to see it now.
Oh, right. Yeah. They're taking back people's body parts and like person upgrades.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi thing.
I might watch that. 2011 is not that old. Anyway, Matthew P. wrote in with a text, same way of doing it, 10hams.com. He says, hey guys, love the discussion. With all the controversy around the new Switch 2 pricing and its natural comparison to the Steam Deck, I'm surprised no one has mentioned the actual direct analog, Aperture Desk Job. It's a Steam Deck hardware introduction game delivered in the Portal franchise's usual humor and charm, and it's free. Yeah, when I got my Steam Deck, the first thing I did was play that, and it came with it. And no one charged me $10 for it, Nintendo.
I didn't realize it had a pack-in because for me, the Steam Deck's pack-in was like 700 video games that I already owned
You already had
and
it,
didn't have to pay for. I feel like that's been like a crazy, like people are like, why aren't you guys talking about the fact that the Switch 2 is more powerful than the Steam Deck? Okay, maybe it is. It seems like it might be. So I agree, but mostly I'm talking about price and especially of video games. And I haven't had to buy anything for my Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Not a single thing. And I have a vast library doing so. So I don't know if you want to get into one-to-one comparisons between the two, because I hate to tell you, the Switch 2 might be more powerful. The Steam Deck is still a better value.
Yeah, and here I also take issue with this idea that it's somehow going to be more powerful. It's basically a PlayStation 4, somewhere between a 4 and a PS4 Pro. I am playing 90 frame per second modern games on my Steam Deck that look great on there that would not run on a PlayStation 4 Pro. So I don't understand how it's more powerful. Are they talking about the up-res 4K shit on TV or something? Like, I don't know what they mean.
Well, I think the obvious one that they point to is that it is confirmed and it has been said that Cyberpunk 2077 runs faster and at a higher resolution on the Switch 2
than the Steam version.
Than the Steam Deck.
Or the Steam Deck version. Okay, well, that's interesting. I mean, optimization and also not having to go through a translation layer. There's a lot of stuff there that could be dissected. I mean, I want one. I just think every time somebody, it's so much more powerful. I'm like, I think you're jumping the hooch a little.
Well, also the whole power discussion is a little silly because, I said this in our Discord when people were going wild. It felt like every 10 seconds someone was coming in to say, hey, the Switch 2 is more powerful than the Steam Deck. It's like, well, I fucking hope so. It's coming out like 4 years later and is a modern system. Mm-hmm. I would hope that it's more powerful than something that came out years ago and costs just as much. So, like, good, I guess. Like, fantastic. But
what was the OG? 2021 was the first Steam Deck, I think. So it's been a bit. Yeah, it's 5 years.
I don't think it's the like victory, like let's pump our fists, we did it.
Yeah.
You might think it is.
No.
Like, I mean, again, if you want one, buy one, and if you want Nintendo games, you have to buy one. So joke's on you. But like, I just don't know about these comparisons. So
it's all weird that we're even doing it. Nintendo's in their own vein anyway. Why do we? They've been out of the compare my hardware business for decades now.
Yeah.
So why are we even? It's not even worth talking about. 2022 was it for Steam Deck? Okay, thanks, Joe. I wasn't sure about that.
I think it is. I think it is worth like noting that it's newsworthy for a Nintendo system to be the best, because usually it isn't.
Well,
So, yeah.
but it isn't. That's my point. I mean, maybe it is compared.
The best handheld?
No, it might be. It might. Okay, so let's say they can somehow prove it has a more horsepower than a Steam Deck in a direct comparison.
Measure it. Yeah.
Then fine, that's cool, but it's not anywhere near a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X or a PC for that matter.
But again, the comparison gets weird, because if you just want to play Mario Kart, then it doesn't matter if it's more powerful than the Steam Deck or not. The Switch 2 is the best console for you.
Yeah.
And if you want to play a game that's not on Switch 2 but is on Steam, then guess what? The Switch 2 doesn't matter how powerful it is. It's not the best option for you. So it kind of goes back to that again. You kind of know if you want to be in the ecosystem for one versus the other. Because it doesn't matter if Steam put out something that blew the pants off every handheld in the entire world, a second generation Steam Deck, and it could run laps around the Switch 2. If you want to play Super Mario and The Legend of Zelda, it's still not the right choice for you.
Legally, but yes, you're right.
Yeah, legally.
I have some friends that are doing wild things with their Steam Decks and Switch games, but yes, from just the standpoint of if you want to play their games, you buy Nintendo. This direct comparison thing that everybody's trying to do has not been a thing for 2 decades, and it won't be moving forward. That's not Nintendo's pie. It's already coming out with older specs. PlayStation 4 Pro was 7-8 years ago or more. What was it? 2018 that came out with the Pro? 17? Something like that. We're past that. We're way past it. So it doesn't matter. And also, I don't know what Steam does next, but I'll bet they aim for a lower price point, which would be awesome if they could.
There's a lot of
well, I don't know if anybody wants to do anything right now.
Well, good point.
Yeah, true.
Maybe now is not the time.
Probably not the best time. In fact, Nintendo, if anything, they're probably a little nervous right now.
Oh yeah, good point, John.
Yeah, I know, right? It's depressing.
Did I just make you sad? I'm sorry.
Well, the whole tariff thing it's gonna put it like you don't feel these things right away, So no new VR headsets, like no new Steam Decks.
No.
Like at some point, I probably hit an on-ramp for a Steam Deck, if they keep making them.
I think there's a 2 coming. I think that they would endeavor. Depends on what because for a while there, it was like tariffs on everything coming out of China and Asia. And then it was like, well, not computers and stuff. And he's like, well, maybe for chips. Well, maybe not.
The instability alone, if it's changing all the time, you're not going to let's set up a factory so we can make money. Oh no, we're not making money.
No, nobody will invest in a factory based on this. Nobody.
It's unless like Japan's going to make switches and send them straight to Canada, then cool. But
it brings none of this back to the States.
For me, especially because we're in Canada. Like I don't know what things are going to cost now. So, but I think like you're not going to want to like. You're going to have a hard time setting up a business unless like international shit's stable. So, yeah. So it could be like a couple of, it's like a drought. The pandemic we were talking about, like, man, lots of games, lots of hardware. It's like no hardware for 5 years, like just the same old shit.
Yeah.
And if that is true, that it's just like same old shit, then Nintendo Switch 2 being where it is probably pretty good for them.
That might be good for them. Because they'll have whatever edge they have for longer, but I don't know.
And you know what? People are complaining about this price increase, and it means people are not going to play it. But honestly, if you're a gamer, a couple extra $100 is not going to keep you from your console of choice.
Oh no, people are going to buy that thing like crazy, and they're going to sell a shit ton of copies.
They'll bitch about it. It's not like it's $3,000. Like they'll be pissed about it, but they'll get it eventually.
Yeah, or away and still complain. It'll be fine.
Yeah. But I'm just saying the ones that'll hold out will eventually. If you like your Nintendo, no one's keeping you from your Nintendo, dude. Like I don't, or any console that you love. So
yeah. Amish Overlord's like not 3,000 yet.
Yeah, you can throw that on there.
I like that.
You never know.
Tack it on there. Why not? Hey, that's it for your messages, both voice and text. Again, 10hams.com. Doesn't matter how you spell it. Could be numbers, could be TEN. Doesn't matter. Goes to the same place. And you can leave us a message. We'll play it or read it right here on the show. This is a good place for me to say hi and hello to James Mayer, a brand new patron of the program, who has generously bellied up to the bar and said, I'm going to support this show with my monthly contribution. And we say to him, thank you. At patreon.com.
Are you going to make good for the troublemaker in Discord, or should we ignore him
shit.
for
You know what?
week?
It's right. It's right here.
Honestly, I feel like we should ignore him for another week.
I know you love doing
then
this.
I do have to read about it.
So I want to thank specifically, so we got this new guy, that's great and everything, but somebody who somehow we forgot when it happened. Apologies all around.
Well, hold on. Before you apologize, is he actually still a patron, or was he a patron for a minute and canceled?
He's still in there. He's still in there.
Still in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
the check clear?
Yes, it cleared. We're happy to have him. He didn't do it just for the name call. Although if he drops
we
now,
have him. I don't know if we're happy to have him.
Well, maybe not.
Have him.
Maybe not. But he's right now. I'm sure he's not even here live because he's home playing one of the 2K games. But I want to thank Shanafan for being a patron. Shanafan, thank you for your patronage, for your 2K obsession, your willingness to go to bat for Madden. I understand that this subscription to us, this patron, is denying you some DLC bullshit they're gouging you for. And I appreciate you spending it on us instead of NBA trading cards or whatever bullshit they've got you over the fence for right now. Guaranteed. So that's pretty great.
Thanks, Shanafan.
Thanks, Shanafan.
We've said your name 5 times now, so hopefully that makes up for the couple weeks we missed.
Yeah. I think that means bees come out of his mouth. If you say it 5 times. Anyway.
We're going to get a level. There's going to be a level where people are like, well, I want a patron shout out, but I want you guys to make fun of me like you did with Shanafan.
Yeah, I want Shanafan status. How
I don't
much
want
for
a
that?
nice thank you. I want you to make fun of me, please.
There you go.
Maybe that could be a new tier.
Thank you, Shanafan and James and everybody who supports us on the show. No commercials ever. Pre-show content every week. Cool monthly benefits, including video game art and host specials can be yours. And pre-show. Did I already say that? I probably did. Yeah, I did. All of that is yours by signing up today at patreon.com/core show. And I'm very excited to see some of you next week at TMS Vegas. I know we have a little shared audience there with a few people. And let me just say this. You're like, oh, man, does that mean Core screwed? No. The week of Core. Here, let me pull this. Oh, we actually have one more. I got to get this straight in my head.
One more regular show?
One more regular show. You're right. I'm all messed up. The 24th, we're here. I leave that following weekend. We're gone the following Thursday, but on the 2nd, May 2nd, when we get back, we're doing a Friday edition of the show. Same time, but on a Friday. So you will not miss us.
Yeah. May the 2nd be with you. That's when we'll be here.
That's right. Anyway, I am excited to see all you folks then. We'll remind you next week so you know what's going on. And it's, of course, on the schedule linked on the site. That's frogpants.com/core. That'll do it for us, except for this. Grandma has to tell us what we talked about, so those people will quit complaining. Grandma, take it away.
All right, specifically addressing those people, apparently. Here's the games you missed. It was Crashlands 2, Return to Monkey Island, Ghost of Tsushima, Blue Prince, PRINCE, like singing about Purple Rain, except blue. The Last of Us Part 2, WorldBox God Simulator, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Wildgate, RuneScape Dragonwilds, and Magic the Gathering. And Valheim didn't get talked about.
A little bit, tiny bit, but not a lot. You're not wrong, Grandma. I think your recollection's real good. I like your cognitive abilities, and we're gonna use you every time we need to shout these out. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being here. Don't forget to sub to our new YouTube channel if you get your podcast through YouTube Music. That'll be an important thing for you to do, it turns out. So go to youtube.com/@CoreShow, and you'll be all set. That's going to do it for us. For me, for Beau, for John. We'll see you next week.
Oh, looks like someone just got their ears caught in the audio cookie jar at frogpants.com.
There's still more tongue to be had, right?